Let's go. We are back for another 76ers season here on Philly Take with RB. Through the good, the bad, the absolute rock bottom of last season, we somehow fight through an off season filled with question marks, filled with uncertainty. We go through a big injury yesterday. We'll talk about that. We still have a contract holdout. Is it anything other than Sixers basketball? Are you buying back in, folks? Guess we'll have to talk about it, man. I'm so happy to be back. It feels like waking up on the first day of school. Feels like we're back. Let's go, man. Long time no see. The live streams return. Year number 7? 6.5? Hold on. Let me not age myself on the YouTube streets. Let's go, man. Happy Sixers Media Day, training camp. We got all the coverage coming up for you. Big things in store. Sixers Game Day live shows return this season. All that and more. Right here on Philly Take with RB. Happy morning, man. How are we feeling, ladies and gentlemen? Maybe it's not morning where you're tapping in from, but nonetheless, it is just almost 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is Sixers Media Day. And just like every single year, we are going to react to all of the Sixers press conferences coming up here in just a few minutes. We are going to talk about the contract holdout that is still ongoing. And of course, we have to talk about the brutal injury to Jared McCain yesterday that could completely change what happens with Quentin Grimes. All that and more coming up right here. Ladies and gentlemen, here's what I need from y'all, man. We got over 100 people in here already. So good to see everybody back. I need y'all to fire up that chat, man. I know we have channel members. I want to see those emojis. I want to see my diehard Sixer Nation. I want to see my loyal OGs. Who's been here since day one, man? Anybody? This is year number 7. I can't believe that we've been doing this, man. That's crazy. Now, obviously, we've been dropping videos all off season long, and we had a great interview with Tyrese Maxey. Definitely recommend checking that out. So we didn't go anywhere for my 365-day people. But for all my, I tap in during the season, Sixer fans, welcome back. Welcome back to the show. I'm fired up, man. Somehow, some way, this team continues to reel me back in. But I love doing this stuff no matter what. Videos, live streams, all that and more. Follow us on all platforms. We've been growing everywhere. And I'm excited for this season. I hope it goes a lot better. I just want to say that first and foremost here. Last season did not happen. It is completely erased from my brain. And I will not talk about it because I don't think it ever happened. I think it was a dream. I think it was a simulation. From my own knowledge, the Sixers got eliminated by the New York Knicks in a tough, hard-fought series, and now we're back, and it's about to be opening day. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Rick Bennett in the chat, member for 59 months, almost 5 years. My guy, Rick Bennett, always showing up and showing out in the house. Hold on. Do we have our first yes, sir, of the season? Let's go. Let's go.
Sir.
Yes, sir, man. It's always been a staple. It's not going anywhere. Let's give some more shout outs in the chat. Who else is in here? Busy Bee in the house. Let's go. Let's go. Who else we got up in here? RJ, what's up, bro? Cool J in the house. Van, what's up? Brady, what's up? Win, what's up? RJ says, yes, sir. Member for 52 months. Woo. Man, I'm so happy to see you guys and girls in here, man. I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to rock. Media Day coming up very shortly. And it's going to be interesting to finally hear from Joel Embiid about his offseason, I would hope. Tyrese Maxey, Paul George. I do not believe we will hear from Jared McCain or Quentin Grimes. I mean, I know we're not going to hear from Grimes. He's not even with the team right now. So why don't we go and talk about that? I'm going to start off with a question to the people in the chat on a scale from 1 to 10. 10 being the most confident, 1 being not confident at all. How confident are you in the 76ers to have a bounce back season and to be a contender? What is your confidence level right now? Scale 1 to 10. Give me your thoughts in the chat. Shout out to our great sponsors for making it happen this season. Shout out to Sleeper. Check out Sleeper. Use code PhillyTake on Sleeper. Make your picks over there. And shout out to our great friends at Mando Deodorant. Use the code PhillyTake5. Get 20% off free shipping site-wide on Mando. Let's see, man. Magic Tricks in the house. What's up, man? Unbaked Llama. What's going on? Fredo, what's up? Dots, what's going on? Rick Bennett dropping the MVPs. RW in the house. Busy B. Win Forever says, I've been here since 2020. RJ says, I missed this RB. Which black jersey are you grabbing first? That's a great question. Shout out to the black jerseys making the return. Who's been here from the OG days, man? Who's been here since we used to rock the AI jersey on the stream? You know we got to bring it back this season now. Magic Trick says 4. PHLY guy says 10. Carly says 7. Unbaked says 7. Busy 7.5. Funk says 6. Nelson in the house, what's going on? RJ says 8. Embiid is back. The league is in trouble. Win says a strong 6. Philly says 9. This team is dangerous, fully healthy. Vincent says year 6 for me. Vinny B from Philly. What's up, Vinny B? Here's my confidence level, man. I'm going to go with a 5. And the reason I'm going to go with a 5 is because it protects me against the situation where nobody plays, everybody's injured, and we still get no answers. But at the same time, I do think there's a lot of upside if this team is healthy. That's the biggest word of the offseason. If they're healthy, if they're on the floor, if this happens, then yeah, I look at the Eastern Conference. I think this team can make some noise if healthy. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm going to say a 5. I'm going to say a 5. No doubt. All right, before we get into this stuff, man, Quentin Grimes, according to Gina Mizell, was offered a 4-year, $39 million contract. That's under $10 million annually. Grimes still wants 20 to 25. My overall thoughts on that, Grimes, you're not going to get 20 to 25. I've said it all off season. I had the number originally around 17. Maybe that's a little bit too high. You look at the restricted free agent market, a couple of the guys signed. It's really down to Grimes and Kuminga, and Grimes is not going to get 20 million. So if I was Quentin Grimes, I would take the 3 or 4 year contract. Even if it's less money per year, you're getting more guaranteed money and you can become a trade chip. I would definitely waive my no trade clause if they take the 1 year qualifying offer, which they're trying to push the deadline back on that by a week. So it might end up being a 1 year balloon deal where they give him more money, but they make him waive his no trade clause. But unfortunately, there is a new wrinkle into the mix because yesterday, as I was literally getting ready to leave the house, I get a notification that 76ers guard Jared McCain has suffered a UCL tear in his right thumb. Now, I'm not trying to be doom and gloom today. Like, I was actually really excited for today, but this absolutely sucks. This absolutely sucks. I mean, are we kidding me? We're 1 day away from media day and training camp, and McCain suffers a UCL tear in his thumb. I mean, this is going to be a real test to the mental fortitude of Jared McCain. Like, honestly, Jared, I know you're getting tested right now. He's a great kid. Like I said, I talked to him before at Summer League. He's got a good mind on him. He goes to therapy. Like, he's actually very strong mentally. But this is going to be a test for you because you had the meniscus, you're rehabbing that, and now you're going to be out. It could be 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 3 months. This sucks. But now it feels like the price tag on Quentin Grimes just went up a little bit because now the Sixers are going to need more guard help. They have VJ Edgecombe. They have Tyrese Maxey, obviously. But if McCain is not here to start the season, which he's most likely not going to be, the Sixers need Quentin Grimes. So now what? I think that throws a wrinkle into things. According to Sixers Adam, Anthony Simons tore his UCL in his right thumb on opening night. back in 2023. He returned to action 6 weeks later. So again, it could be 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 3 months. I just hate that this team continues to get injured. I mean, we didn't even get to the season yet. You got Paul George rehabbing an injury. He won't be practicing. You have Jared McCain with an injury. We still don't know about Joel Embiid. Hopefully we get some answers today. And our last thing before we get started here, Joel Embiid apparently was never right last year, which we already knew. From the first moment of training camp, he was never right. He was fighting against the knee. And Brian Windhorst essentially says, we'll have to wait and find out. That we don't know if he'll be on the floor yet. We'll see what happens in training camp. They've been putting out videos of Joel Embiid, I guess, to try to suck us back in. But, you know, Joel Embiid, I mean, he's been practicing with the ones. He's been running with the starters. So, I mean, I would like to think that he's going to play. If he does, and if he looks like Joel Embiid, then this team is legit. But a lot of ifs here, man. All I know is that Sixer fans cannot go through the same things that they went through last year. ESPN is ranking Joel Embiid as the 47th best player in the NBA, and I agree that that is very disrespectful, but hey, use it as motivation. Use it as motivation. All right, man. That's where we're at. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Over 200 people in here. Hit the thumbs up button. Get us to 200 likes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be live streaming every game throughout the season. Pre-game, live game, post-game coverage. We'll be dropping our videos, of course, and we're also going to be streaming other games as well this year. We had a lot of success in the playoffs, and we built up a lot of new fans here on the channel. So definitely want to continue to grow. And who knows? The Sixers might be the biggest question mark in the NBA. And I don't know how I feel. I'm giving them a 5 in terms of my confidence level. Do you guys believe, though? Like, obviously, the Eagles are, you know, dominating this town. By the way, I do cover the Eagles over on A to Z Sports Philly. Eagles have been absolutely incredible. The Phillies playoffs are coming up. Do people, I mean, I don't want to just say it blatantly, but like, do people care about the Sixers right now? Like, are you fully invested? Are you ready to get your heart broken? Yes or no? Yes or no? Vincent says, I'm also at a 5, bro, or 5.5. They keep pulling me back in. Philly says, hopefully Jared can come back 100%. Man, it is good to see people back in this chat. I didn't know if anybody was actually caring about this team anymore, but it's great to see people tune back in. I'm excited for this one. Run it back, Philly, my guy in the house. What's up? Run it back, Philly. Shout out to my guy, man. Make sure y'all check him out as well. Does some amazing coverage. He says, a wise man once told me it can always get worse than you could possibly imagine. You know, that's a great point, Run It Back. Last year was probably the lowest it's ever been covering this team. I mean, every year for the first 5, I got to talk about a playoff team, even if they were, you know, first or second round exits and they broke our hearts. At least they were in the playoffs. The positive, like Run It Back said, is that nothing can beat last year. We were in mid-January, and I know there's some diehard sicko fans in this stream right now that were tuning in January and February and March. I mean, the players that were on the floor for this team last year will never be beat. I'm talking about the O'Shea Brissetts and the Colin Castletons and the, Jalen Hood-Shafinos. I mean, you just can't, you'll never beat that. So it can only go up from last year. If it gets worse from last year, then they might have to relocate this team to Seattle. They might have to relocate this team and bring the WNBA team in on an expedited timeline because, I mean, if you get worse from last year, I'm pretty sure the franchise did not, like, make a profit last year. I would say for the last 4 months of the season, the tickets were about $1 to $2. So, yeah, I anticipate it getting better. But as Tyrese Maxey said last week in my interview with him, like, we have to take that on the chin. We have to take the criticism. There's no more hiding from it. You're not fooling us anymore. Sure, we may buy back in. We might be delusional, but we know come October 22nd in Boston, if Joel Embiid is not on the floor, I mean, then we're in trouble. We're in trouble, and we already know. Let me know when this thing starts, man. I'm on the YouTube channel here. Hopefully they start this thing. Let's see. Is it started already? Somebody said Joel's already speaking. Are the Sixers being the Sixers right now? Hold on, let's see. Let's see. All right, so we have a video here of Joel Embiid. So are they not broadcasting this? Am I missing something here? Where is everybody watching this press conference at? That's what I want to know, because why is this not working? There we go. Sorry about that, guys. The page was not loading, but we're going to go back to the beginning, and I know a lot of people get mad. They're like, why are you pausing it? Why are you reacting? Because that's what we do here. We analyze, we break it down. So if you want to watch the full press conference without it pausing at all, go to the Sixers page here on YouTube and watch it. But with that being said, let's go.
You got to take it day by day.
Fire's in the chat.
You know, and go from there. So I think, you know, the only focus that I am is, you know, every single time, you know, we on the right path, you know, keep going. And if, you know, there's something that happens in, you know, in that time, you know, it's okay. You know, just, you know, like focus on, you know, fixing it and keep going. So
can you guys hear this, by the way? It's very low.
The situation that that I'm in, and you know, it's just, you know, taking it day by day, and you know, just listen to the body.
Joel, going back to the ESPN story for a minute here, that was maybe as open as you've been with anyone in your career, I guess. What motivated you and inspired you to be so open for that?
I'm not sure. I think the background of, you know, the story, I felt like I didn't do it to put my story out there. I felt like, you know, from the first conversation, I felt like it was genuine. Whether it was positive and negative or negative, I felt like, you know, for the first time, you know, it wasn't about trying to get clicks off me. It wasn't about trying to find a quote to put it out there that's gonna, you know, make you famous or whatever. I just felt like, you know, I knew what would have come, you know, what was coming with it. I knew positive, it could be positive. I knew it could be negative, but I liked the in-depth reporting that was going on and the questions. So from there, you know, that's what I like. You know, even talking to you guys, like, you know, there's a few of these guys that I've known you guys for a long time, and, you know, I appreciate the work that you guys do. And, you know, but that's what I like about it. You know, there's, you know, and there's a few of you guys that also, you know, do the terrible job of just, you know, trying to get famous and get the clicks and, you know, trying to pick at, you know, each, you know, some of the quotes or whatever, which is okay. You know, we all have a job to do. I don't blame, you know, those people. But then
let them know, Joe.
You know, also a few of those guys, of you guys that try to do as good of a job as possible and, you know, tell the whole story. You know, not to try to make me look good or make me look bad, but to report it, you know, the way it is. And, you know, I just liked it. I just appreciate it. You know, that, you know, someone kind of, you know, and to me, when I do this, like even talking to you guys, I don't necessarily have to give this long answer. I could just give a one-word answer. But to me...
So I'm going to pause it for 1 second. Couple quotes here that I guess they didn't say at the beginning. I'm looking at Twitter right here. Apparently, Embiid said, "I think going forward, we're going to listen to my body. I'll be honest and say it's going to be unpredictable at times, and that is okay. We will work with that." So definitely do not like hearing that. And also, Joel Embiid says he's taking it day by day and will not connect his body to a timeline right now. So not a good start.
You know, like I always feel like I'm helping you guys. And, you know, if you're willing to do your job correctly.
And also, Joe, you're free to come on the show anytime. And I need you speak with some more pep. You know, I'm tired of people coming on here and acting like they're like defeated already. Like, we're not even at the season yet. Like, Joe, come on, bro. I love you, Joe. But like, come on. We're back. Come on. We need you here. Like, you're making me feel like you're not going to play. Come on, man.
Then, you know, I'm willing to work with it, and I'm going to put myself in a position to help you guys. So, you know, that's the way I felt.
Hey, Joel. The other thing in the ESPN story was talked about your relationship with Jameer Nelson and how he's kind of helped you.
I don't have a relationship with him.
None at all? No. I was just curious what he...
Isn't he the Sixers assistant GM right now? You're saying you don't have a relationship? That is not a good look. Joel Embiid might be on menace mode this year. He's like, I don't give a...
kind of meant for you, and obviously his experience being a former player, some of the stuff he's gone through, which is kind of what he's meant to you being here.
Jameer has been great, obviously, former player. He's from Philly.
In our organization.
You know, here for now a few years. He's done a good job of, just doing a good job. And obviously, he got promoted. Now he's going to have a big part, you know, kind of like on the team with the players and everything. So I think, you know, especially as a former player, it's good to, you know, see, you know, those guys succeed. But, yeah, I think, you know, you can relate.
With all due respect, is anybody going to ask him a hard question? I'm just being honest here. Like, come on, man. Enough for the interview. Like, let's talk about the season, man.
To him, you know, he played. He knows how it goes. He's been at this level. You know, he's gone places. So I think, you know, he's done a great job.
Hey, Joel. How you doing? You just mentioned wanting to have consistency with your health and your availability.
Yeah.
Have you thought about any ways that you can change the way that you play when you are on the court that can help you preserve that health and be available more consistently?
That's tough. You know, I mean, think about it, but then again, you know, at times you can't get out of yourself. You know,
Facts, Joe.
all I know is
Can't ask him not to be Joel Embiid. He's Joel Embiid, you know?
play both ends. There's a lot of people in the league, you know, that play, you know, one side, whether it's offense and defense. And, you know, a lot of times, you know, for me, my mentality is to do whatever it takes to win. And
Is Howard Eskin still allowed in these
all of
pressers
my
or no?
career Actually, it's been
We need a Howard Eskin
able to
question.
do both. You know, there's some guys that actually do a lot offensively and, you know, take plays off defensively, and there's some guys that are actually, you know, be the best defenders and, you know, kind of like chill in the corner. And I don't blame them. You know, I get, you know, I've gotten to this point because of, you know, how good I am on both ends of the floor. So if you ask me to, you know, change the way I play, is, you know, the only guess that I have is, you know, either play, you know, offense fully and take plays off defensively, which, you know, doesn't suit me. You know, I don't think I would ever be okay with that. So I don't know. I think we'll just wait and see. But yeah, I mean, if it's got to be that way, it's definitely gonna be an adjustment. But I don't see that happening.
All right, so Joel wants to be the number one guy still.
Joe, you might be the only guy in the organization we haven't talked to about VJ this offseason. Obviously, you know the pressure that comes with being a top 3 pick like he is. How much have you talked with him, worked with him, and what have your impressions of him been so far?
Oh, I like him a lot. Obviously, I've talked to him a lot. And, you know, even before, like even as soon as we drafted him, I just knew I would like him. I like his background. Kind of reminds me of myself, you know, coming from another country and, you know, having a lot of hardships growing up. And, you know, and he's an amazing kid so far. So, yeah, but, it's been good, having him around, talking to him, kind of trying to help me. I feel like I'm at a stage of my career where, obviously I know the job I have to do. I still, have to be the guy, but, but I'm also at a stage where I can help a lot of, these young players that are coming in, whether it's him, Jared, or some of the young guys that we've had. I've been in that situation with Tyrese, and I'm extremely happy, and I'm so proud of all the work that he's put in to get, to this level. But he still has more to do, and he's going to do more. So, I found myself in another situation where there's a bunch of other young guys, and it's my job, other than the job that I have, to kind of show them the way, and for them also to learn from the mistakes that I've made, and kind of giving them more, and and let them figure that out to live their life, and keep advancing with their career. So yeah.
Joel, how important in a vacuum is this season for you guys as a team? And when you look at this roster, what do you think the ceiling is for the roster, and what do you guys have to do to actually accomplish that?
I don't know. I think I'm past the stage of focusing on ceilings. I think for me, it's taking it day by day, trying to get better every single day. Obviously, we know that for us is the biggest thing is health. That's really the biggest thing. So, focus on doing the right things every single day, and on the court, we have a pretty, I know it's the same team as last year, but we got a lot of talent on the court.
Same team as last year. What was the team last year? We didn't see anybody last year. I don't know. I think they're letting them off the hook a little bit. I think the Sixers are very PR prepped. By the way, they did hire a new PR person this year, so maybe they're actually doing training now.
So it's all about putting it together, but you can't put it together if, everybody's not on the same page and it's not healthy. So, the main focus is just taking it day by day, and
day by day,
and just be with each other.
That's all for Joel. That's all. Guys, can y'all comment in the chat, man? Day by day. That is the new slogan of the 2025 Philadelphia 76ers. Day by day. Joel Embiid says his body will react day by day. He will take things day by day. The team will take it day by day. Words that have scarred us for a long time here in Philadelphia 76ers land. Day by day. You know what I find interesting too is that Daryl Morey and Nick Nurse are usually the first people to speak, and they're not out here. Are they not going to speak today? Looks like we're about to get Paul George next. So I don't know. I find that interesting. All right, here's Paul George. Day by day.
All of that.
So that's some hard questions, man.
All I can do is just focus on doing that day after day.
Oh my gosh.
Think,
yo, is everybody going day by day?
Hopefully
Bro.
sooner or than later. But just as far as my body, I do feel better.
When you go out there on your presser, they probably had a training course. Yo, when you go out there on your presser, say, we're taking it day by day.
I do feel good. A lot better than I did last year, which is saying a lot. Because, I was dealing with a lot last year, trying to play through a lot of stuff, which I just couldn't get over the hump. So it is great to be in a better place to go into the season.
Hey, Paul. How you doing, first of all? Secondly, obviously last season is what it is. Injuries, stuff you weren't able to really control. How much of last season do you really kind of look at as motivation and be like, hey, we can't have another season like last year, again, going into this year?
Yeah. Last year was tough. One of the toughest seasons I've been a part of. not just from a team standpoint, but just from a personal standpoint. But, you know, again, I'm from a motivational standpoint, can't get no worse than last year. Right?
Facts, Paul. That's a fact.
That was a rock bottom kind of season.
That's what I said. Rock bottom, man.
Disappointment.
Can only go up from here.
For myself. And obviously from the fans here. But I do think it's a lot to look forward to. We've been leaning on one another. We've been, you know, I've been here for about 2-3 weeks now. Been in the gym every day, been in the weight room every day.
It's good to hear.
And you look around,
good to hear.
It's 12, 13, 14 other guys here as well. 3 weeks before the season started. So
team chemistry.
I think that alone stands out to
team camaraderie.
Guys are committed to getting better. We're hungry. And guys look good. You know, I've watched the work that they've all put in.
Somebody going to ask him about the injury or no?
You know, we're just hanging on one another, man. We are excited.
Don't say day by day, man. Don't say it.
But we're definitely, you know, taking it one day at a time of just stacking good days.
Hey, Paul.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned just playing through a lot last year. I mean, you were even getting injections at one point to be able to go. Have you reconsidered your approach at all as far as when you'll try to grind it out and when you'll maybe be a little more cautious moving forward?
Yeah. You know, I'm not a doctor. But, you know, I think just trusting my body, trusting the process.
Day by day.
The season.
Got to take it day by day, man.
The team is allowing me to kind of be as 100 as possible. Because, you know, that's what I signed up for. That's what they signed me for, is to come in and be the Paul George that they went out and recruited last summer. And so for me to do that, I do got to be healthy. And
that is a fact. You have to be
really
healthy.
Again, I'm putting the work in. I'm putting the time in. I'm seeing the progress. I'm feeling more and more like myself each day. And that's the most important thing as the dates are winding down, getting into the season to start. So I like where I'm at.
Are you healthy, Paul?
You know,
somebody ask him the question, please.
And, that's the only way I can look at it right now.
Over here. This team obviously has quite a bit of young talent as well now. I'm just curious sort of what you feel your role is as far as helping, whether it's guys like Jared or this new rookie class, the younger pieces on this team, like what you can do to help their development, whether that's on the court or off the court.
Yeah, I think just continue to be a leader. I think this year is a better role for me coming into this. I know the situation. I know where I'm needed at. I know, you know, I'm comfortable within the locker room, within the coaching staff, the front office, and what role I can play as a veteran and a leader and developing our young guys and getting them as prepared as possible.
All right, I got to mute you for a second. Shout out to running back Philly, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, man. Looks like we got this leaderboard thing now on YouTube live chat, which is cool. So whoever comments the most, I guess, gets like a badge. Running back says this is a Josh Harris controlled environment with pre-approved questions. Honestly, it might be. You know what's crazy? Somebody said Josh Harris has had multiple holdouts this year. You go to the Washington Commanders, Terry McLaurin had a holdout till right before the season. Quentin Grimes is holding out. And yeah, I mean, everybody's questions have been very vanilla and the answers have all been just, you know, the same old. I mean, I guess what else could we expect, right? But I guess the new PR team's doing their job.
You know, he's counting on me. He's relying on me to kind of help the young guys, you know, whether it's working on how to get open or defensive concepts or, you know, just being in the right places. You know, he's counting on me to kind of be another voice to kind of help the young guys. So
it almost sounds like these vets, like Paul and Joel, like they almost sound like they're on the last like leg of their career, the way that they're talking. Like, yeah, we're going to be a good mentor to the young guys. We're, you know, going to give them guidance and be leaders in the locker room and stuff like that. But it's like, you guys are the max contract players in the middle of your max contracts. You know, like I want to hear somebody take the reins and be like, yeah, like we're going to go out there and kick some butt this year because what we did last year was unacceptable. That's what I want to hear, man.
Yeah, you know, that means a lot to me. For coach to have that trust in me to kind of help the young guys out.
Hey, Paul, over here. I was going to ask a similar question, so it's kind of a follow-up. Last year you came, basically the idea was to be, I think it was fair to say, sort of the final piece on a championship contender. You're talking about the role here, sort of, I guess, do you see your role more as veteran mentors, kind of what it sound like, as opposed to that? Is there a way to do both? I guess, how are you kind of approaching the season?
I think it's everything. Again, getting healthy. The Paul George that the 76ers went out and signed. I do think I still got a lot of game in me. Playing at a high level, like that's still who I am. I got to get healthy to get to that point.
Yes, we know. Are you healthy? When will you be healthy? That's what I want to know.
A part of.
We know that you have to get healthy.
Camp going into it, but I do have a voice.
I'm not even mad at Paul. I'm mad at the questions. Like somebody asked him the question.
Touch that.
When will you be on the floor? You tore your knee in a workout. Are you good?
Is being both. I plan on being both.
Paul, you kind of already touched on it, but just last year was pretty chaotic, recruiting and then moving your family across country, all that.
They must have a list of questions.
More of a comfortability in general here for you, being settled in and knowing what's asked of you.
Yeah.
They must have sent out a spreadsheet of like 10 questions that can be asked, and only those 10 questions.
And the decision to come to Philadelphia was kind of late. No excuses to none of it. But it is nice to kind of know what we're doing. Kids are taken care of. We know what school they're going to be at. We know what area we're going to live in. We know what house that we're going to stay at.
Oh my gosh, dude.
So kind of all of that stuff is taken.
It's my fault. I thought we were going to actually like learn something today.
Kind of start
maybe
off
just one thing
with, kind of know things pulling me in different directions.
We're talking about the school systems right now.
To the season.
Guys, hit the like button, man.
And again,
push us through the algorithm. Let's go.
Building relationships.
We're sitting through it.
Guys. Still the same coaching core for the most part. Roster core for the most part. So, just another year of us being together, of us talking, of us hanging out.
Somebody said, PG, how's the wife and the kids? Exactly. That's what I feel like we're listening to right now.
Kind of along those same lines, injuries obviously the biggest problem last year, but for you, how challenging was finding a way to fit in with this group, and do you feel more prepared for that going into this season?
Yeah, I definitely feel more prepared going into it this season. Again, talking with Nick, better understanding of the fit, the role. But, again, last year was just challenging. It was just challenging trying to, play at 80-85% the whole time while still learning a new system, new offense. I'm gonna
plead the fifth right now, man.
Coach differently. It was rough. It was a tough year. But I think, again, going into this season, the understanding of where I'm at, what to expect, and
what can we expect? That's my question.
Just, with anything, over time you'll get better. You'll understand. You'll develop the style of where you're at. So yeah, I do think I'm off to a better start going into this year.
Keith,
you said you don't think you'll be a part of the start of training camp. What are you able to do at this?
Thank you.
I'm pretty much everything but full contact. I'm in the weight room. I'm lifting, working out every day. I'm on the court. Not ready to start the full ramp up of conditioning on court with running and stuff like that. But I'm on the court. I'm working out. I'm doing stationary drills. 1 or 2 dribble moves. I'm still able to move and be active on court, just not ready to be a full-on contact participant right now.
Timeline for that, or there like a
Keith,
next stage you have to reach before you can get to be in full contact?
Yeah, I think just again continue to slowly progress, ramp up. There's been no swelling. Actually, the swelling's been going down as I've been ramping up, so that's the best possible news. But I don't think there's a timeline. It's kind of just how the body is doing as we're ramping up the work. And
first off, Keith Pompey, I would give you an award if I could right now. Thank you for finally asking the question that needed to be asked. Where are you at? How is your body? Paul George says, now the answer kind of pissed me off, but what can I do about it? He said, I'm in the ramp up phase, progressing, didn't say day by day, but ramping up. So we're back on the ramping up way. and listen to my body. I can do everything but full contact. I'm on the stationary bike. So, yeah, who knows when PG will be back. But thank you for asking the question.
Again, if no swelling is showing up, then we're kind of in a good place to kind of see where I'm at there and be evaluated.
Paul, you mentioned talking with Nick about your role. Last year, you played quite a bit of the 4. I'm just curious, is that something you've talked about doing with Nick? Is it something you're open to doing, comfortable doing, whatever sort of lineup combination that ends up being?
Yeah. If you asked me about this 10 years ago, I wouldn't have been a fan of it. But today's game, man, there's not, real 4s like they used to be. So, and at this point in my career, let the young guys, go out, play the wing positions. We got great defenders in KO, VJ, Quentin, and then, again, I know where I'm at in my career. I can adjust and play at the 4 spot, give extra,
So Paul George wants to play the power forward. So all off season, I've been talking about power forward, and apparently PG wants to play the power forward position, and there are no real power forwards anymore. And by the way, he did say Quentin there. I'm sure the PR guy probably is like standing in the corner like, yo, you can't say that right now. He's not on the team yet. So he kind of slipped up there.
Ball handling on the floor, better spacing. So I'm very comfortable playing at the 4 spot this year with being a kind of a point forward type of style in Knicks.
Paul George, the point forward, man. Let's go. Let's go. We're back, man. PG, the point forward, when healthy, after he's done ramping up.
Offense. So I'm comfortable with it this year. Yeah, thank you, guys.
So Paul George is ramping up. Joel Embiid is day by day. And Paul George is willing to play the power forward position. That is what I've gotten out of this so far. 400 plus people in the chat. Welcome into the show. Philly Take with RB. We're back for another year, man. Hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel. How do we feel about this press conference media day so far? I mean, I know that I know we're not going to get a ton out of this, but I just don't like the vibe of it so far. And that's something that I'm going to really try to work on this season. I mean, I feel like I was last year, but I am going to be like very blunt about this team and just very straightforward. And I know a lot of people will be in the comments not enjoying that. Like, oh, why are you being negative? I mean, I just want to see these guys on the floor, man. From what I've heard so far, it does not sound like they are ready to be on the floor. And that is very concerning. And I want to know where Daryl Morey is at. Like, why is he not out here first answering questions? Oh, and Paul George wants to play the point forward position in Nick Nurse's offense. I just know that mentally this fan base probably cannot handle another season like last year. So I think we're in for a wild ride, man. But it seems like VJ's coming up. I guess Maxey would be after that. Shout out to Keith Pompey for finally asking the question that needed to be asked about Paul George's health. I feel like they should have asked that to Joel as well. Maybe they did before it like went on the recording. But yeah, how do we feel so far about this press conference? How do we feel? Glenn says point power forward day by day. Run it back says 2 max guys who don't sound like they're going to play or care about playing anytime soon. That kind of feels like the vibe so far. Kind of feels like the vibe. Like they're just very last year-ish. Last year we didn't see them as much, but last year like the vibe is just like we're going to listen to our bodies and we're going to ramp up and take it day by day. Pair that with the McCain injury yesterday, and Quentin Grimes still isn't here. I mean, come on, give us some hope, man. Give us some hope. If it turns into last year's season, everybody has to go. No, that's a fact. I would guess that I don't want to put a timeline on this. I would say I'm giving it 15 games this year. I'm giving it 15 games. And if they're not on the floor by 15 games and this team is like in and out and different lineups and stuff, then I think we kind of have our answer. That's kind of how I feel. Matt says a rookie saying day by day would be crazy. If somebody else comes out and says day by day, I feel like at that point, they're being prepped to say it. Vision says they need guys asking actual questions, not scripted ones, because they want to be boys with the team. It's mad unprofessional. Hopefully my interview with Maxey did not sound like this. I tried to ask him as much as I could. Maxey was very open, and shout out to him. Like I said, really appreciate him coming on here a couple weeks ago. But excited to hear, what these young guys say. We got 400 people in the chat, man. Hit that thumbs up. Welcome into the channel. Sixers Media Day Live 2025. How do we feel? And what's the vibes like, man? Ron says the max players for the Sixers are robbing the bank without any guns or a mask. Wow. 2012 Sixers equals 2025 Sixers. Listen, man, no matter what happens this year, we're going to suffer through it all. And that's why I'm grateful for this community. Because, listen, man, we need somebody to go through this with. All I know is VJ Edgecombe better not come out and say day by day. The day by day 2025 Philadelphia 76ers. Mike says, bro, you really need to relax. I feel like I'm pretty chill right now, man. I feel like I'm pretty relaxed. What do you want me to say, man? They haven't said anything. They haven't said that much. Vibes are day by day. Literally, that might be the motto of this season, man. Day by day. Last year was ramping up. And this year it's day by day. Listen, man, we got to take it day by day. That might be my new quote. Might have to put it on the wall or something. Busy Bee says, is that draft pick still in play? To get their draft pick this upcoming year, they're going to need to get in the top 4, which will be very hard. We saw last year with the Tankathon how brutal that was. All the top teams didn't even finish in the top 5. So otherwise, their pick's going to the OKC Thunder. Sixers started out 5-15 last year and then quit. David says the day-by-day Sixers. Did I hear Lowry's in commentating as well? Yo, that's crazy, man. I forgot to talk about that. If you guys didn't hear the news, Kyle Lowry has been signed to Amazon Prime to be an NBA analyst this year. So we're starting to see now in the current day, there's some sports players that, while they're still playing, become analysts. Draymond Green is one of them. CJ McCollum. So Kyle Lowry, who is still in the Sixers rotation, is going to be on NBA, on Amazon Prime NBA, I guess, once a week maybe. I don't know. I don't know why Kyle Lowry is still in this team. No offense to him. He's a professional. He's a champion. But last year, I'm pretty sure I lost some brain cells. I remember very fondly a couple post-game shows where I was losing my mind at midnight, and people were calling in doing the same because Jared McCain would get benched in the fourth quarter of a game where he had like 18 points, and Kyle Lowry would play the majority of the fourth quarter minutes. And I think having Eric Gordon and Kyle Lowry on this team is ridiculous. I mean, there's absolutely no point, especially with what we saw in the playoffs, with how these young teams are emerging now, to have two of the oldest players in the league on the roster who didn't even play that well last year. I just don't understand. Run It Back says Sixers paid these old injured players max contracts and they didn't even use a tree service money laundering company. Yeah, that's a crazy story, man. I am really hoping that the Clippers have a downfall because that will help the Sixers first round draft pick in 2028. Sixers own the Clippers first round pick from the James Harden trade. So if the Clippers have a collapse here and whatever happens, the Sixers could benefit from it, honestly. So you shouldn't be allowed to take a second job. What in the world? Yeah, I mean, Kyle Lowry is now an NBA analyst while he's on the Sixers. So that's where we're at, man. Sucks we got the Iverson jerseys back and now we're day by day. Used to be talking about practice, now we're day by day. Literally, man. Does VJ Edgecombe know that he's up right now? Am I missing something here? What's up, VJ? I don't mind Eric Gordon getting some tick, at least in the regular season, but Kyle Lowry, no. Eric Gordon was good for like that 10-game stretch last year when he went to the dentist, and then he completely fell off. Well, while we wait for VJ Edgecombe, give me a rating in the chat so far on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being very happy, 1 being not happy at all. How happy are you with this media day so far? How do you feel about it so far? Give me your thoughts, 1 to 10 in the chat. And while we wait for VJ Edgecombe, I got to give a shout out to our great partners over at Mando. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sixers might end up stinking this year, but you don't have to stink, man. It is football season. It is fall time. We're going to be inside more. You know what I mean? Basketball is around the corner. Yard work has to be done. Staying fresh can be a challenge. That's where our buddies at Mando comes in. Mando is a whole body deodorant that controls sweat and odor for 72 hours. And after 12 hours, underarm sweat is reduced by 92% with the Mando. They have this new product, the deodorant plus the sweat control, 2-in-1. 100% of their study participants experienced all-day odor protection. This is deodorant re-engineered and re-energized to stop odor before it starts. So don't be like the Sixers, man. Don't go out there stinking it up this fall. Go cop your Mando. Use the code PhillyTake5 over on shopmando.com. My personal favorite is the Mount Fuji. It smells absolutely amazing, but I also like the bourbon leather. And I like this 2-in-1 because, again, it has the sweat control plus the protection of the odor. And if you're someone who sweats a lot, this is perfect for you. It is clinically proven to block odor all day. So check them out, man. It is comfortable. It lasts long, doesn't irritate the skin. Like I said, I'd recommend the Mando starter pack, but check it out over on shopmando.com. New customers can get 20% off site-wide right now and free shipping. Use the code PhillyTake5 on shopmando.com. Support them. Let them know we sent you. Say goodbye to sweat stains and hello to long-lasting freshness. Let's see if the Sixers are ready to actually have a press conference. Are we here yet? Come on, man. What's the holdup? Where is VJ Edgecombe? Can we use Mando day by day? Absolutely. Mando is on the day by day wave, man. You got to smell good day by day. You got to smell good day by day. 100%. Let them know. Let them know that we sent you day by day. Not week by week, not month by month, day by day. I'm just wondering, like, is VJ Edgecombe going to show up? Like, what's going on here, man? Put your deodorant on day by day. 100%. 100%. Let's see. We got a 2 in the chat, a 1, a 1, a 1. I'm always at a 10, 3, a 4. Music says 5. I am numb. Run It Back says he's getting a pep talk from Eric Gordon. Let's see. We got a 1, 5.5. Just happy to see the guys getting me excited for the NBA season. 6, PG gave a good interview. Shout out to the mods in the chat. Shout out Mod Squad holding it down at all times. Unsealed says, be consistent with your energy. I'm trying, man. Trying. Here's my issue. You have all this to say you're not happy, this, that, and the third. The energy is different when you interview Maxey. This energy will be different if you got an Embiid interview. Well, no offense, man, but that comment makes absolutely no sense. Like, I want you to think about that comment that you just made and then think about if it makes sense. Because that didn't make any sense. When Tyrese Maxey came on the show, I was able to ask him questions that I thought were valuable to getting answers for the team. So when they come out here and they say we're ramping up day by day, like, we already know that. We want to know if they're healthy. We want to know if the team is going to be suitable this year, if they can actually make the playoffs. Like, that's what I want to know. So I probably should not have expected much based on the last couple of years. But what else do you want us to say, man? What do you want me to say? I'm trying my best to buy in, man. I have been buying in, especially with these Joel Embiid videos, but when I hear the vibes, I'm like, man, we'll see. $5 super chat, Run It Back Philly, my guy. Run It Back says, appreciate you doing this live. Throw some super chats for RB. Stop being cheap. My guy, Run It Back, appreciate the love, man. Like I said, if you guys have not checked out Run It Back, I mean, what are you waiting for, you know? That's been my guy from day one in this media game, man. Him and I have grown these platforms over the years, and we've helped each other, and he's just a great guy, man. Does great coverage, so be sure to check him out. And, yeah, man, we're both going to be suffering through it this season. 100%. Good or bad? Good or bad? Vision says your questions were way more direct and legit. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand the dude saying that that my energy is not consistent because of how they're interviewing these guys. I mean, if they put me in there, I'll ask them directly. I'll ask them how they feel. James says, is VJ taking a crap because, man, we have stuff to do? I think he might have I think he might have forgot, man. I think he might have forgot about this media day. Maybe it was just Joel and PG. I mean, Daryl Morey forgot about it. Nick Nurse forgot about it. Now VJ. RB, what do you think McCain will look like this season after all of the injuries? I don't know. It's concerning. It's concerning because I really like Jared, and I think he had an amazing start to the season last year. I think it was amazing, you know, what he looked like in those 15, 20 games, but you come back from a meniscus and, you know, you're not going to put a lot of weight on your leg first. Like, you just have a mental block kind of when you come back from a knee injury. And now, you know, it feels like you're finally about to get back and start, and then you tear your thumb. So, I mean, it's really hard mentally. And now they just switched out VJ's name for Maxey. I think VJ might be not here. So now they're going to have Tyrese Maxey coming on next, I guess. RB, how did the interview with Tyrese come about? I mean, not to spill too much information, but these guys watch the shows, man. Like, simply put, Reese is a fan of the show. Somebody said VJ got traded. Could you imagine? I might have to end the stream if he got traded. But yeah, Reese is a fan of the show, man. Showed a lot of love, so shout out to him. If VJ got hurt today, Somebody said VJ got hurt. If he got hurt, I don't know. I might have to start covering a different team because that would just be terrible luck. That would be terrible luck. They're taking the media day by day. Yeah, I love you guys, man. I'm so glad to have everybody back in the house. I know a lot of people checked out this offseason, but you guys bring me a lot of enjoyment. I have a lot of fun doing this. And like I said, tune in every game this season, pregame, live game, postgame. Tune in daily for your coverage. Oh, one thing, man. Make sure your notifications are on, too. Make sure the noties are on. Tyrese! Reese, what's good, man? Let's go.
Nah, I'm just playing. Come on. So, y'all good? You have a good summer? Everybody? Y'all smiling? Y'all got good? All right, cool.
See, this is the energy I need right here.
Pretty good, actually. Did some traveling. Did a lot, man. Got a couple new dogs. I got an arm sleeve on. What do you guys think about this? Yay or nay? Yeah? Cool. Yeah. I had
Maxey arm sleeve?
You know, black, had the headband. All right. I'm ready, though.
You see his energy, his vibe? I like it.
On this day, right here, we normally talk to you about, what did you work on in the summer and, kind of what was your focus going in. How much more difficult was that for you to figure out where to start when last year you guys never really got your feet under you? So anything you're facing is probably like, I don't even know how that applies moving forward. How difficult was it to figure that out, like what you were focused on this summer?
I mean, I ain't going to say it was too difficult. I played a good amount of games to where I can kind of get like a baseline of what I wanted to get better at. And then I also watched a lot of games to kind of know, okay, I need to add that, I need to add that, I need to add that. So it was pretty easy. I think the biggest thing for me was I just got a lot of work in, honestly, just because of the long summer. But it was really great, man. Last summer, not this summer, but last summer, I didn't get to start working out until like after contract, so it was a little weird. That's my first time kind of really doing that. But I feel really good, honestly, man. This summer I got to hit the ground early, I hit it like May, and I'm just ready to start.
Let's go, man. The franchise.
Basically, the whole team has been here the last couple weeks, 2-3 weeks in the gym working together. How much time have you gotten to spend with VJ on the floor specifically? And I guess we've talked to you a little bit about how that might work, you two playing together, but what are your first impressions playing with him?
Yeah, BJ's a special talent. I think one of his talents that a lot of players don't really use is like how hard he plays on both ends of the floor, whether that's offensive rebounding, defensive rebounding, guarding the ball, playing in transition. Those things are like things that like little things that a lot of people don't do. So I think he's going to be really good at that. He likes to learn. He wants to get better. The sky's the limit for him. I actually spent a lot of time with him now that I'm thinking about it. Had a couple. What's up, man? How you doing, Drum?
Drummond appearance.
A couple workouts here, probably in I think August. Took them to like Disneyland in LA. That was fun. Then I came back here. He's the type of guy that like he likes to work out. He likes to actually get in the gym and work. He's kind of like Jared. So I think those two are a good start to the culture that they were trying to build.
Tyrese, we know Joe is Joe and Paul is Paul, but you're also obviously a team leader here, and you're continuing to grow in that role, especially vocally. And you just talked about all the different excursions that you did, in the gym, out the gym with some of the younger guys this year. What are you really trying to accomplish in terms of growth as a leader this year for the Sixers?
I think the biggest thing that I'm trying to accomplish is like we need a standard. Like, this is who we are every single day, no matter who plays, no matter who doesn't play.
Talk to me, man.
When you see Philadelphia 76ers, this is what you see. You're going to see that team every single night. Every single time you turn the TV on, every single time you step foot in whatever arena that we're playing in, this is the team that you're going to get. And this is the type of culture you're going to get. They're going to do this thing. They're going to do a certain thing a certain way every single night. I think that's the biggest thing. And then just, like, building a camaraderie and a brotherhood off the court, I think that's one of the biggest things that I've tried to do this summer. Justin was in Dallas a little bit, came to my house, you know what I'm saying? VJ, a couple guys are going to come to my house soon, you know what I'm saying? A couple out here. So it's just like, that's the kind of thing that I'm trying to build. If you have that friendship and that relationship off the court, I think when you get on the court, I've even started playing video games with the VJs, the Justins, and you know what I'm saying. So it's like I think that's going to help us a lot.
He did mention that on our interview. Yo, man, like this is what I need. People in the chat are like, oh, you know, the energy, the vibes are down. Why are you mad? Like, you see how he's talking. You see how he's like, you know, he's saying the right things like the others, but he's like, we need to build a standard. We need to build a culture. Like that is what we want to hear. Like it doesn't take a lot for us to buy in. Those types of things go a long way. That goes a long way with the fans. He's talking like a leader.
You mentioned Jared just
Year 6 Maxey.
The news about his thumb yesterday. I'm just curious what your reaction was to that and whether or not you've talked with him and generally your memory of playing with him last year. I know it was brief because you were both dealing with injuries, but what stood out to you about the time you shared with Jared in the backcourt?
Right, yeah, I definitely talked to him. I feel for him, man. He's coming back from, I think, his knee meniscus injury. And he's worked his tail off to get where he is today. But the thing about Jared is he's a positive person. He works extremely hard, so he'll be back extremely soon. And I know he'll get 100% healthy. And like you said, the time that I played with him in the backcourt is great. I mean, Jared does a lot of things that a lot of teams really would like. You know what I'm saying? Like he shoots the ball well. He passes the ball pretty well. He competes on defense. He's going to do all those different things. And he's a great teammate. So we just needed him. We want him to get back healthy, and can't wait to have him back out there.
Hey, what's going on, Reese? How are you? Obviously, you've known Joe better than anybody really like on this roster. I mean, obviously, we've seen videos and photos of him working out with you guys, things like that. What have you kind of seen from Joe and just being able to work out with him a little bit recently?
Like you said, Joe is Joe. I know Joe, and it's just good to see him able to move around and play basketball because at the end of the day, he loves doing it. He's extremely competitive, so I'm just happy for him. Yeah, barely. Your mic don't work. You gotta get up and yell.
So correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think like last year it seemed like not knowing if Joel was in the lineup seemed to drain the guys, wearing you guys a little bit. Joel saying that he's feeling better this year, but he also I think used the word unpredictable. I guess my question is, what did you learn from last year? Can you guys succeed if there's some unpredictability with him, whether he's in the lineup or not? Or what did you learn from last year in terms of how to deal with
Good
that?
question.
That kind of goes back to what I said at the beginning. Like, we're trying to create an identity to where no matter who plays, whether I'm not playing, Joe's not playing, Jared's not playing, Paul's not playing, whoever, it doesn't matter. VJ, I can go down the whole list. The 76ers are going to play this way every single night. No matter who's out there, we're going to compete, we're going to play hard, we're going to play fast. Like, that's what we're going to do. And that's what it has to come down to. So now it's not we got to rely on one thing and, okay, you're not playing, we got to change our whole thing. No, we're going to play the same way every single night. And, of course, you know, it's little stipulations. So when Joel plays, then, of course, they're going to double, they're going to do those different things. But, like, our base needs to be the same every single night. That's the biggest thing that we've been working on.
Tyrese over here. You were pretty candid last year about how the season sort of wore on you mentally at certain points. I guess maybe looking back on that experience now, like what did you learn from that to then make sure that doesn't happen again just when the ebbs and flows of the season kind of arrive?
I learned a lot. I changed a lot. I feel like the biggest thing that I've done just personally for myself is like I've started like really focusing in on like mental health for myself just as like I said, I've never lost in my career, so it was good for me to go through that and like also become like a better leader in that and like leading the young guys and leading the team and just kind of keeping everybody positive. You know, this year we definitely plan on being better, and we've been working our tails off to be better. I think for me, like I said, like it's gotten me into a point to where like I journal a little bit more, I read a little bit more. I've done like some different things this summer to like keep my mental health and keep my spirits in the correct place. So, because my spirits have to be high for this team and for this organization and for my game as well.
Tell you what, man, I'm just sitting back listening. Obviously, I already got to talk to him and stuff, but like, this is what you want from a leader that represents your organization. Like with all the bad apples that the Sixers have been given, like this guy's an absolute gem. And I'm not just saying that, because we, talk to him or whatever. Like this is what we want to hear, man. The Sixers got a real one with Tyrese Maxey. And like he said, build that identity, set the standard. Like this is the type of attitude you need to do that. Like, I fully believe that Tyrese Maxey will have a good season and lead this team by the way he acts. And he's talking about all the little things that go into it. You know, journaling, reading, and, like, keeping a good mental state. And I agree with him.
So
I
think
agree.
That's what I'll do. Make sure I do this year, and we'll be better.
Are you the one preaching that message about standard culture? I mean, you're kind of the veteran of the young group of guys, I guess you could say. I mean, is that coming from you?
I think it's going to come from all of us, honestly. I mean, definitely I'll be one that's speaking up a lot more. I have just been a lot more vocal on things that I see and things that I want to try to help fix. And that's just not because I'm older. I think it's more because, like, I want to win. I think everybody here else wants to win. And I also want to be like, I want to do things the right way. You know what I mean? And I think when you do things the right way, you get rewarded. So that's what we're trying to implement. That's what we've been trying to do. And I think that it'll help us in the long run.
Speaking of winning, you guys, I mean, this time last year, we're asking you guys about contending for a title, and I don't think that's come up once yet. You know, the East is wide open, but people are kind of looking at you guys as almost rebuilding. Do you think this team can win with or without Joel and Paul? And
I think the biggest thing that this team and this organization needs to work on is ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We got to focus on ourselves and focus on getting better every single day. I know I said this so many times since I've been here. Y'all probably tired of me saying it, but it's a real thing, especially with the younger guys that we have. You know, the Justins, the Bonas, the VJs, the Jared. Those guys have never played playoff basketball. So right now we're just trying to find ways to get better and better every single day. Make sure the culture's right. Make sure everything that we do is right, and make sure that we're all stepping in the right direction. If we're all stepping in the right direction, who knows what's possible? You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest thing that we're trying to do. We've been working our tails off all summer. Guys been in the gym. Guys been in the lab. And then even this fall, I think guys been working really hard. So, hey, we got to go out there and play now.
Tyrese, I know it's not going to be this way because, you know, Quentin's not here, Jared's down, but, you know, with the talent you guys have at guard, it seems like 3-guard lineups might be a thing that kind of happens more. I guess for you, how do you see that kind of playing out, and how do you personally try to kind of make sure it works with all, you know, 3 guards being on the floor at times?
I think the biggest thing is you got to be unselfish. You have to have an open mind. I'm going to give a shout-out to Coach Calipari just because I played in a lot of 3-guard lineups in college. So coming from high school, I played on the ball. Then you get to college, and, like, it's 3 guys that can have the ball, who can push it at all times. That just really helps, especially when you have dynamic shooting, dynamic playmaking, guys who can play off the catch, play off closeouts, and guys who can attack the paint. When you can attack the paint and kick out to some of your teammates who can also attack the paint and kick out and make plays, it makes you more dangerous.
Tyrese, is there a specific area of growth that you can have in your individual game this year? I mean, I know one of the goals of a player is to try to come back with something new.
Y'all are asking all the questions we asked them, man.
Identified, or is it just kind of all encompassing for you?
Yeah, it's definitely a few things that I want to come back and be better at, but I just want to be better overall. You know what I'm saying? From the get-go, from the jump. I think towards the beginning of the season, I feel like I started slow last year. Like I said, I got a slow start to my summer working out. It's my first time really kind of going through that. This summer I started, hit the ground running like I normally do. I feel way better. Body feels better. Mind feels better. Just want to hit the ground running for my teammates and try to help them, like, kind of lead them along and not just lead by my voice, but lead by my example on the court. That's the biggest thing that I want.
That's a big quote right there.
Fast start at. And, I have some things in mind. I had some things in mind over the summer that I really worked on, and, we'll see if they come to light.
Tyrese, VJ is someone who's, for a lot of his basketball life, had the ball a lot, and now he's joining a roster with a lot of guys that are ahead of him in that pecking order, and it's sort of similar to the situation you entered into 6 years ago now. What advice would you... I know.
Why did you have to do that?
What advice would you have for VJ in terms of how he can, impact winning even if he doesn't have the ball as much, and how to assert himself, within the construct of an NBA team?
Well, honestly, like, it's a different circumstance. If I'm being honest, I think when I got to the league and I kind of yes, I was used to having the ball in my hands, but I also knew like I was going to have to play a certain role on the team. I think for him, you know, one being drafted high like that, like we're going to ask him probably to play on the ball or something too. You know what I mean? I just, like exclusively my rookie year, I barely played on the ball. You know what I'm saying? I played with Ben, played with Joe, played with Shake, played with a lot of different
Ben
guys.
Simmons
you know,
and Shake
George
Milton
Hill was in there with me a lot. But we're going to ask him. It's going to be times where like I'm in the game with VJ and he's going to be bringing the ball up. You know, he's in the game with Jared. We all got to share the wealth, I feel like. And I think that makes us more dangerous. I think that would make us better, honestly, because it changes dynamics. Like, you can attack from different angles. Now you got guys off the ball. You got me, Jared, him playing off closeouts. I think it'll be better for us.
Hey, Tyrese, there's a difference between kind of being the primary scoring option and the secondary scoring option, and the attention that you get from defenses and stuff like that. Was there anything you learned last year, kind of being in that position as much as you were, and is there anything you could do this offseason to kind of work on, playing in that role?
Definitely. I think so look, I'm going to explain to you just like this. When I got to like late December, January, I feel like I kind of started really figuring out how to manipulate the game, manipulate defense. I think y'all can see that in my production. Now, I'm going to tell the jokes. Don't nobody laugh. My rookie year through my third year, I used to get so angry at Joel sometimes when he'd be getting double teamed, and I'm like, bro, I'm wide open. And he's like, bro, I can't see you. Then people started double teaming me, and I said, people were like, bro, I'm open. I said, trust me, I really can't see you. So like, but no, like it's definitely I got a lot of film on it, so I got a lot of time to work on it, and I do feel a lot more confident in it, and I think it'll work out well for us.
How do you work on that in like a workout situation? Like,
I have a lot of friends, a lot of good friends that I've been friends with in high school, and anytime that I go to Dallas when I'm in LA, sometimes they can help me out a little bit. They get free trips to LA so they can do some work.
Ladies and gentlemen, fires in the chat for Tyrese Maxey. That is how you handle a media day press conference. Thank you very much, Reese. Yes, sir. Shout out to Tyrese Maxey, man. That was an awesome presser. He didn't just say that, the formulated script of like, hey, we'll be better, we'll be this. Like, he went into depth and he answered questions about his mentality, the approach. I love the fact that he said he wants to be a vocal leader. He said, I'm the one that needs to speak up at times. I'm going to say stuff. And he said, we need to play the right way. Like, we need to approach it the right way. He said, we need to set a standard. We have to build a culture. Those are the things that a franchise leader says. Simple as that. Loved his energy. 10 out of 10. That was an awesome interview from Tyrese Maxey. And he even brought some humor as well. 460 people in the chat. Welcome in. Philly Take with RB, another Sixers media day. Thank you all for being a part of it. We are live reacting, breaking it down as it happens. So do me a favor, like the stream right now if you're in here. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell on the channel. That way you don't miss any of the videos or live streams this season. We'll give you all the coverage all season long. Really enjoyed that interview. I think we'll probably get a good one from Tyrese or from VJ. Yo, did they just swap him out again? What happened to VJ Edgecombe? They just swapped out his name again. I don't understand. A lot of people have talked about Tyrese Maxey and, he can't do this, he can't do that, and, he can't be a number one. I have the utmost belief in Tyrese Maxey just because of the way that he approaches the floor and the way he works. Like, I really do believe that Tyrese will figure it out. Like, what can his ceiling be? Who knows? I mean, he's already been an all-star. I think in the right situation, continuing to learn and get better. Like, I don't think we've seen the best Tyrese Maxey yet. So I do think he can average, 26, 28, 30 points a game if in the right situation. Obviously, a lot of that depends on how the team will run with Joel Embiid and Paul George. But I think this, like, setting the culture of this new core with the young players is a good way to approach it. And I think it's a good mentality to have. If you guys are in the chat right now, let me know your thoughts. How are we feeling? Let's give some shout outs. Appreciate y'all being here, man. We got George in the house. Music says it's not impossible to pass over the top. It's asking for a 6'2" guy to make passes over the top in a double. RW, number 3 on the leaderboard right now, says all of the right things. Pat says, is anybody going to be speaking? I just got here. Well, we just heard from Tyrese Maxey. Now it looks like Eric Gordon's coming up next. RB, what's good? Currently at work on lunch break right now. Let's go. Tapping in on lunch break. Shout out to the lunch crew. Somebody said, here comes the snitch. Listening to Maxey speak about establishing culture and building foundation of how they play, they step on the court was awesome. I agree. That's what we want to hear. We want to hear, you know, somebody that's not going to make excuses and just set the standard. Simple as that. Simple as that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with VJ Edgecombe. I know we won't hear from Jared McCain. We won't hear from Quentin Grimes. I'm really surprised that we didn't hear from Daryl Morey and Nick Nurse. Maybe Daryl doesn't want to give anything away with the Quentin Grimes stuff. Who knows? But I guess we have to hear from Eric Gordon, Kyle Lowry, and Justin Edwards. I mean, I guess we'll hear from everybody, but I don't know how long we'll go on here. I mean, maybe we'll hit like the 2-hour mark and then we'll cut it, but I do want to hear from Justin Edwards. I wanted to hear from Trendon Watford if he comes up, Oubre, Drummond, a lot of guys I forgot about. Oh my God, who's that unsigned offensive lineman? That's crazy work, man. Okay, so they switched it up again. Here's Andre Drummond. Dude, they don't even know what they're doing right now. Andre Drummond. Back for year, whatever it is at this point.
Hello, everybody. What's up? Goddamn, smile a little bit. Shit, it's a good day. What's up? Y'all good?
We're good.
All right. What's going on?
Andre, first of all, just over here. How are you feeling? Obviously, the toe was bothering you for much of last season. You seemed confident at exit interviews that you were going to be able to work through that this offseason. So I guess, where are you at? Are you a full go, mobility-wise? How is everything going there?
Yeah, it was a good summer for me. I did all the necessary things I needed to do to build the strength back in my foot, and I'm 100% a go. And I've looked great during camp, and I'm ready.
Hey, what's up, Dre?
What's up, man?
How you been, man? You been all right?
How are you?
Good, man.
How was your summer?
It was good, man. I had a good summer.
Nice.
My man. Absolutely. But thank you.
Yo.
But first of all, for you, I just want to get your thoughts on adding VJ. I know you're kind of big on like mentorship, bringing young guys in. Just what are your kind of initial thoughts on VJ and what he's been able to do on the floor?
You know, the first day I saw VJ, I was instantly impressed because the first thing he did, he just asked me a bunch of questions. He even asked me how my day was. He's like, yo, what do you think about this, big bro? Like, how do you feel about this? Like, he's a kid that wants to soak up knowledge. And he's a gifted athlete, and he is very, very good. I think he's going to be very good for us. I'm excited for what's to come. And I think my favorite thing about him is his confidence. He's super confident. I think just mainly because he played with the national team as well, too. He kind of has that grown man experience, too. So he's going to be good for us.
If I could just follow up, I know last season was last season. Injury stuff you can't control, injuries, things like that. I'm curious, like, how much of last season do you use as motivation, you know, going into this year, being like, hey, we can't have another season like last year?
Yeah, I'm definitely beyond motivated. I feel like I let myself down. I let this city down too, and this team. And I took that personal. So I'm ready to play. I'm healthy. And I think my teammates can attest to the same thing.
Dre over here. What's going on?
Hi.
Good to see you.
How are you?
Good. I guess just you mentioned you did a lot of things to obviously strengthen that toe back up in the off season. What does one do to like strengthen a big toe? I'm just curious.
Honestly, I didn't know there was such thing as toe yoga. So I've been doing a lot of toe yoga this summer to really just get that strength back in my big toe and being able to move it.
Toe yoga.
Without, having to tape it to, get it to do what it's supposed to do. So if you don't know what it is, look it up. It's definitely not a fun experience, but
listen, man, do we think Andre Drummond is going to be the backup center on this team, or will it be Adama Bona? I feel like Bona showed a lot of flashes. Maxey's been high on him. I'll tell you what, though, I like Drummond's attitude right now. Like, it seems like this guy can't have a bad day. He's really happy right now.
It worked out for me.
Shout out to him, man. Seems like a good guy.
Once you were able to get back on the court, I guess what were some of the focuses just in getting yourself back ready to play a role on this team?
Yeah, I think the most difficult part was kind of just pushing through that first week of, just the soreness and the pain. But once I built that strength back and was able to get that pop back, that mobility and athleticism back that I normally have, it was off to the races. So I had a great summer, and camp has been great for me so far, too.
Dre, you and Kelly, as vets, you play such a crucial role in helping out some of these younger guys continue to learn and grow and kind of setting that tone. Tyrese just talked about everybody setting that tone for what the Sixers are going to be this season. How are you trying to kind of show that by example to some of these younger guys this year?
Well, I think 2 days late to our preseason camp, and when I got back here, we've been playing pickup with no fouls. So I learned the hard way coming back. So I think the intensity and the toughness is being built right now. I think it's going to surprise a lot of teams, too, just the way that we play now. I'm not going to say anything. Obviously, it's not something I want to share, but I think our new style of play is going to be very good for our team. And I'm really looking forward to
new style of play. Now, that definitely caught my attention. What does that mean? I guess we'll find out.
To playing against somebody else and not beating up my own teammates.
And just to follow up on that quickly, I know you mentioned VJ specifically, but any of these other youngsters really kind of showing off that toughness already, impressing you?
Yeah, Jay Broom has been great, too, the other draftee that we had. Bona looked great. Obviously, he's had time to play game speed in Turkey, so it doesn't count. I'm not giving him that. But he looks amazing. He's come back. He's a lot stronger. He's faster. Apparently he's jumping 2 inches higher than he did last year. Not that he needed that, but he's looking more athletic. So I think he's going to be a very big help for us this season too.
He just violated John I. Broom.
Right now it's a little murky because Quentin's not here, obviously, and Jared's banged up. But as a veteran who's seen a lot of different lineups and played with a lot of different guys, what is kind of the key for you in your role to make like a 3-guard lineup work, or maybe the lineup skews a little bit smaller?
Honestly, that's not my decision. That's up to Nick Nurse on who he decides to play and what combination works. For me personally, I just know whenever my number is called, I just have to be prepared and know what I need to do to help this team win at all costs.
Dem, I remember you this time last year talking about how you wanted to take him under your wing, and I think at exit interviews talking about how proud you were of his growth. Just how much have you seen him grow and develop between where he was last year at this time to now, and just whether that's on the court or mentally, confidence-wise, just what have you seen as far as his evolution?
Right, and it's just that I think there was nothing wrong with Dem's game. It was more so his confidence. And I think now that he's had the experience of a full season, him playing in the Olympics, and him coming back now, I can see it's a night and day. His confidence is high. He doesn't think twice when he gets the ball. He knows exactly what he wants to do. Defensively, he's more aware. So again, like I said earlier, I think he's going to be a very big help for us this season.
Guys, buy your Adama Bona stock right now.
Andre, at this point in your career, do you have any individual goals like heading into a new season, or is it just all about like the team goals and what you could do to help the team, or do you go in with like some individual goals for yourself too?
Individual goals is just winning. Winning is like my main goal at any cost, whether it's helping the young guys or being out there to help our team win on the floor. So whatever my team needs me to do, I'm prepared to do it. Individually, it's just not letting myself down.
Yeah, I like Andre Drummond, man. I like the way he's approaching this here.
It's kind of like similar like last year. You have Joel injured, coming back from injury. The same thing with PG. Now you have Jared down, and you have Quentin going into like a contract situation. What's the mindset with the team heading into this season?
Great question, Keith. 2 for 2.
I think the mindset is we control what we can control. We can't control Quentin not being here. We can't control Joel coming back from an injury. We can't control Paul George coming back from an injury. We only can control what the guys that we have on the floor right now. And we've been doing great. And we're excited to have them back when that time is, but we could only do what we can do, which is worry about the guys that are here now.
Don't like that answer a lot. I mean, I get it. I understand why he said it. I just want someone, I mean, I guess Maxey kind of did, but I want someone to come out here and take the reins. Like, we're not happy with how last year went. We're going to get everybody back, and we're going to kick some butt. That's what I want to hear. I can appreciate Drummond's respect, though, for the younger guys and not being salty.
Step at a time. I think it's just building that chemistry, building our camaraderie back, really getting a good flow and a good rhythm together as a team, stringing together some wins. And if winning championships and winning conference finals and winning the NBA Cup are things that come along with it, we're more than willing and more than excited to do that, but we're taking everything a day at a time.
Hey, Andre, back here.
Day by day.
Playing with no fouls, did you find out whose idea that was, and how messy does it get? Or who?
You know what? I didn't ask, and I still need to ask whose idea that was, because, one, nobody texted me about that, because I would have came in with a different mindset. I'm thinking we're just going through plays and we're trying to catch a rhythm. I'm getting my ass beat out there. I'm like, damn, is anybody calling any fouls? There's no whistles, no whistles or nothing. We're just playing. So for me, I love that kind of stuff. So it took me a day to adjust.
Oh, I know you do.
But for me, to see like certain guys in our team play that way, I'm like, yeah, this is what we needed right here. We needed this type of game and type of atmosphere, because it gets messy. It gets very messy. I mean, obviously not to see, seeing Jared go down, that's not the best thing to happen, but it's a part of the game when you play tough.
Who's the most aggressive in taking advantage of the lack of rules? Him?
Him, yeah, he definitely took full advantage of the no foul game. Thanks, guys.
Yo, Drummond with no fouls in a 5-on-5 is crazy. Like, it's like putting like an animal out looking for its prey and just putting it right in front of them with no barriers or no cage or anything. Like, Drummond's probably having a lot of fun. Are we finally getting VJ Edgecombe? Finally, man. Let's go. They swapped out Eric Gordon real quick. I said, we got to get VJ on here, man. I thought last year didn't exist. Yeah, it didn't. Never happened. New season.
Good. All right.
Last year was a dream.
What's up, BJ, over here? First, very serious question for you. Tyrese Maxey revealed that you guys went to Disneyland this summer. I'd like to know how that was.
Yeah, Reese took us out, made me wear like some goofy hat. Had no choice, but now overall it was great. Get to know him. Great person overall. So yeah, we enjoyed it.
Yeah, I guess serious question now on the court. Just since Summer League, since we last saw you on the floor, just where do you feel like your game has grown the most or progressed the most? What were sort of the focal points of what you were really trying to focus on sort of in the latter part of the summer?
Oh, hey, buddy.
I asked him about Disneyland, Reese, already. I asked him about Disneyland already. What did he say? He said you made him wear a goofy hat. Is that true?
No, I'm going to make him wear it again when we go in on that.
Oh, God. But
shout out to Reese, man. Great guy.
Overall, I feel like I've grown a lot in every aspect of the game. Just becoming a better player in general, both offensively and defensively. Been working a lot on my shooting, finishing, playmaking. So, like I said, I feel like I've grown a lot everywhere.
VJ's been in the weight room, man.
Tyrese and Dre just talked about the approach this year for you guys. That toughness. You weren't here last year, so maybe you don't see the difference necessarily between what they're saying. Dre was talking about, the physicality in, no fouls being called, stuff like that. How do you feel that focus on toughness really kind of brings out the best of your game naturally?
I only can speak for myself on. I'm comfortable out there. I'm used to a physical game. Like that's something I strive off of. I strive off being physical. But overall, like you said, the intensity's been high. It's been physical in practice. So. Yeah, but I feel like it's all gonna make us better. Help us, connect more on the floor. Also, it's gonna help build chemistry. So yeah.
Hey VJ, Andre just said to us that he was impressed. You asked a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
What are some of the main things you've been curious about, and what have you learned from the vets this offseason?
Yeah, for me it's just, I would say when it comes to just like the fouls or physicality, like what is legal, what is not legal. You know, it's a different game from college. So you know, I'm just trying to learn the rules, stuff like that. That's why I ask a lot of questions, especially like if I'm like trying to box him out on the rebound or something like that. Like, you know, just little things like I'm just trying to learn. So I just ask questions to everybody, literally anyone I ask. Justin questions, Jared, Tyrese, everybody. So like I said, I'm just trying to get better.
VJ, obviously you'd rather have Quentin here and you'd rather have Jared healthy, but do you see an opportunity for yourself to maybe have some more opportunities, whether it's on the ball or whether it's kind of a bigger part of the offense?
I'm going to do whatever Nurse needs me to do, whatever the team needs me to do. You know, praying for Jared. Hope he get healthy real soon. And the Quentin situation, I don't know anything about it. So, like I said, I'm just happy to be here.
Some people try to pump the brakes for expectations on guys like yourself. Tyrese, his rookie year, he didn't play a ton. Jared kind of worked himself into some minutes last year, especially with kind of 3 or 4 guards. How do you approach it mentally? I mean, you go into a season thinking, you know, I'm gonna earn minutes, or do you go into it thinking like, I have to lower my expectations?
No, I just go in with a mentality to win. And whatever I have to do, showcase, I would do. But at the end of the day, they're my teammates.
I guess my vibe so far from this presser, like, you know, we've already heard from VJ a ton this offseason. Like, we know how he is, but part of it feels like, hey, I don't feel like talking to the media, but part of it also feels like I'm stone cold. That's the vibe I'm getting from VJ. Like, I like this guy's mentality. Like, I don't know how many minutes he's going to play. I think he should play a good amount from the beginning if he's ready. But he just sounds like he's ready to go out there and crush somebody's dreams. Like, I like his vibe, man. He just feels like a guy who's going to work and just
on the same team. We're all
just try to win.
And that's to win. So, I mean, whatever that plays a part in, I'll do.
Hey, VJ, over here. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
We just saw Kyle Lowry over here. I'm just curious what your relationship has been like with Kyle so far.
NBA analyst Kyle Lowry.
Looking forward to learning from someone who's in year 20 in the NBA.
Yeah, he can teach me a lot.
NBA analyst.
I'm a young buck. That's my name, Tim. So
young buck.
You know, I learned a lot. My locker's right next to his. So you know, he gonna see me a lot all year. So, you know, I guess I'm just excited to learn from someone that has so much experience within the game. You know, someone that has so much knowledge. I just want to pick his brain as much as I can. You know, he keeps it real at all times. So that's the main thing. You just want someone that keeps it real with you. He's not gonna sugarcoat anything. So
I like how VJ keeps talking about absorbing knowledge from the vets. That's big for a rookie.
I think it was a commercial with you and Dwayne Wade, or you guys had a photo shoot or something like that.
Yeah.
Was that your first interaction with him? And I know he's a guy that people compare you to. And what was that like?
Yeah, it was definitely my first time meeting him. Yeah, he's a great person. You know, I've seen him before, but he obviously didn't see me. But to actually meet him for the first time, someone I looked up to, you know, my whole life, especially in the basketball world. It was a kid moment for me. You know, it's like my inner kid coming out so it's just smiles and all that. But he's a great person. You know, he tell me anytime I need something, reach out or any advice or anything like that. Like you say, I'd be compared to him a lot. You know, but that's how I learn from everybody. And
I like that.
Take bits and pieces of his game. So yeah.
Also, know this summer you talked about you wanted to, you know, work on playing on the ball, you know, as a point guard, and also, you know, attempting more threes and stuff like that. Did you work on your body, getting prepared for the NBA? And if so, did you bulk up?
He's definitely been in the weight room.
Anything like that?
Yeah, I gained a little weight. But yeah, I've been in the weight room with the strength and conditioning staff, and I mean, it's been great. You know, I've been getting stronger, getting faster, jumping a little higher. So yeah, I'm just trying to make sure my body's prepared for the 82 games season. I'm at like 195, between 195 and 200. Like 191, but I'm bouncing between 185 and 190.
VJ, obviously you haven't had training camp or preseason yet, but you have had the summer league and the off-season work that you can do with your teammates. Have you had any conversations with Daryl, with Nick about what to expect as a rookie in terms of your role or what their goals are for you?
No, not really. Coach just want me to go out there and perform. Give great effort at all times I'm on the floor, and whatever happens from there happens. So they ask me anything.
I don't know. I feel like you should have a talk with your rookie about what you're expecting from him, but just me.
Hi, VJ. So we know this is your first year with the NBA and also with Sixers, transitioning from college basketball to professional basketball, which is definitely very exciting. So wondering how is your integration to the team so far? We heard you went to Disneyland, but also what has been your quote-unquote welcome to the NBA moment so far?
That's a good question. Probably in practice, I got hit with one of Trump's screens. Yeah, that's probably my welcome to NBA moment. Getting hit by
That's
Drum.
funny,
So,
yeah. That's funny.
No problem.
Boy got hit with a Drummond screen. It's one of the hardest screens to get hit with in practice. Probably got knocked down to the floor. Overall, I'd say a pretty good presser from VJ. A lot of stuff we already knew. Now they're gonna bring Eric Gordon up, but I like his vibe, man. He's got this someone cut the cord over here on the Sixers media, but to me, VJ's vibe is I'm trying to think of the best word to describe it. How would you? Yeah, they got Eric Gordon on the broadcast and they cut the camera. How would you describe VJ's vibe? To me, it feels like it's I don't know how to describe it. It's almost, it's not monotone, but it's almost I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost just things happen behind closed doors. I'm going to work behind the scenes and I'm not going to give off a lot. I guess maybe covered in a way, closed off in a way, but in a good way. More of a let me go prove it than say a bunch of things type of vibe. That's kind of how I got a vibe from VJ. It's more of a closed off, let me go prove whatever I need to prove. I'm going to put the work in. I'm laid back, But I feel like people might take that and kind of feel that he doesn't care in a way, by the way he talks. But I think it's more of just I don't have much to say. Let me go prove it with my actions rather than my words. That's the vibe I'm getting from VJ. That's the best way I could describe it. But I like it. I like the fact that he's asking the veterans questions and he wants to learn. That's a big positive from rookies and young players. Yeah, he feels like he's going to be a silent assassin, I don't think VJ is going to average 20 points a game, but I think he's going to stuff the stat sheet if he gets the minutes. I don't like Nick Nurse hasn't communicated with him at all about his role. I feel or at least when I think about the Eagles, who obviously I cover, but Nick Sirianni literally has a roles meeting where he sits down with every player and talks to them about their role every single week. Here's what we need you to do. Here's how we want you, to fit into the team, right? We're all puzzle pieces. Here's where you fit in. I feel like that's a very healthy thing to do, especially with this team and how their landscape is right now. So I feel like the Sixers should also do that. But I like his vibe. D says, bro's going to be a top 5 two-way guard in this league for sure. I still have some questions about his playmaking, his dribble drive ability, things like that. But defensively, he'll be a menace from day one. And if he can knock down the catch and shoot three, he obviously has a role in this team. Probably more as well, because you think about Jared McCain being out now. Quentin Grimes is a question mark. So they're going to need VJ to do a lot early on, honestly. So that's how I feel about VJ. So what do we think, man? How many wins do we think the Sixers are going to have this year? If you had to guess and predict, like, what do you guys think? How many wins will the Sixers have if you had to give a way too early prediction? That's what I want to know. I don't know what Eric Gordon is doing, but we're like waiting forever for this guy to come out. And then I guess we'll hear from Kyle Lowry as well. Here's all the reporters. What do we think? I feel like they're definitely all over with this press conference. How many wins do you guys think the Sixers are going to have? Way too early prediction. Let me know in the chat right now. Shout out to everybody in here. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. We'll get back to some more pressers here in just a few moments. I'm going to give you my way too early wins prediction. Before we get into that, let me give a shout out to our great sponsor of the show, presenting sponsor all season long, and it is Sleeper. You guys got to check out Sleeper, man. Sleeper is one of the best apps out there doing it. You might know them from fantasy football. I have a fantasy league with them, but they are more than just that. With Sleeper picks, you choose anywhere from 2 to 8 of your favorite players. It can be pregame. It can be live during the game. It could even be across different sports. You can parlay them, and all you have to do is pick more or less than the predicted stats. They are the fastest organically growing fantasy platform in the world with over 6 million active users. They're a fantasy sports real money gaming app, and like I said, it's just a lot of fun, man. And if you go to Sleeper right now, use promo code PhillyTake, get a $100 match on your first deposit up to $100. Terms and conditions apply, but let's take a look at it right now. I literally have it up on my phone. Like, if we wanted to put a picks contest in for this upcoming weekend, they're literally giving you one right here. Carson Wentz over 0.5 passing yards. Boom. We'll take the more on that. They give you all this information, last 10 games, news about the player, things like that. And then let's go down here to NFL and let's go make another pick. Maybe we think James Cook is going to score a touchdown against the New Orleans Saints. We'll take more there. And let's say Jahmyr Gibbs scores against the Cleveland Browns. So it's literally as easy as that. And you can make your entry for your picks. Just like that over on Sleeper. A lot of fun. Check it out. One of the best fantasy and real money gaming apps out there. So check out Sleeper. Get a 100% deposit match up to $100. Use the code PhillyTake. And shout out to them for partnering with us all season long. Eric Gordon is still not back. Maybe he's making some picks on Sleeper right now. Maybe he's sleeping. Don't sleep on Sleeper, but maybe Eric Gordon is sleeping in general because they must not have had like set times for this stuff. Like, I don't know what's going on with EG, but come on, man. Come on, man. $2 super chat from Hayden Azanaro. He says, dude, VJ being 6'5", 190 is a tank. He definitely put on some weight. I mean, he looks swole. He's looking good out there. Definitely looking like he's put some weight on. Shout out to the Mod Squad. Secret Underdog the Gamer. Long time no see, my man. What's up? What is up, Secret? Who's still tapped in with us here on Philly Take with RB? Who's still rocking with us, man? How are we feeling? We're almost 2 hours strong right now. My way too early win prediction for the Sixers, I mean, it's very hard because it all depends on the health, but I think I'll go with like 46 wins. That'll be my way too early prediction. Probably a little bit high, but they also swapped out Eric Gordon again.
Red, man.
Here's Kyle Lowry. NBA analyst Kyle Lowry.
Job, so you guys can get him a little, and yeah, he make him. Yeah, good job. Congratulations, Brandon. Everybody give him a hand. All right.
I don't know what the heck he's talking about.
That's the greatest back there. That's the GOAT right there.
Kyle.
Lowry.
Yes. Your new job. How did that come together? How exactly is that going to work?
NBA analyst Kyle Lowry. Amazon Prime.
And
you said putting?
playing?
I think they said putting. My bad. Still in golf mode. My bad. It came about. I think the Amazon team. Shout out to Amazon. I think they're looking for a new way to teach the game, and it just shows the ability that a current player can do both, and not just play basketball. Draymond Green was one of the first to start doing this, and some guys, I know CJ McCollum has done this before, and I think it came about. It just, they wanted to, get me, I guess, and I wanted to work with them, and there won't be a hard balance this year. So I won't be in studio this year. I'll still be working on my full-time job, and that's helping the Sixers to new heights again.
My full-time job and my part-time
I'm
job.
to sharing the game and sharing my knowledge of the game and how I see the game from the future of Amazon Prime, and being a part of the ground up team. I'm looking forward to that.
I have a question, and I don't mean this in a rude way at all, because, again, much respect to Kyle Lowry, but why not just retire, bro? You're already signed as an analyst now. Are you really going to play that much? If Nick Nurse plays Lowry 20 minutes a night, I don't know what I'll do, but why are you still playing? 20 years? Is that why? You want to hit 20?
Kyle, pretty straightforward question. Year 20?
Yep.
What keeps you motivated to keep doing this? Other than you love basketball, right? But
there we go.
Get up, lift weights, practice, do the whole thing every single day for another year.
I think you said it, right? I love the game of basketball, and I have had the ability to play professional basketball for 20 years. And basketball my whole life, right? And you dream of playing basketball, and you wake up every day. You should still be motivated to play basketball, to enjoy your job. And I have some unbelievable teammates in Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, Joel Embiid, Paul. I can go on and on and on. And I look forward to seeing them every day, and looking forward to sharing my knowledge with the younger guys, and keep them learning and keep evolving them in their game and their lives, and helping them as best I can. That's my motivation. I just want to continue to give what I've learned and what I've done, for the rest of, all I can. Hey, Reggie, ready? All right. Villanova's finest right there.
Hey, Kyle.
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, I got y'all Chick-fil-A. Yeah, okay. Brandon, you got them Chick-fil-A? That's what you did with your raise? Okay. Okay.
Kyle, first of all, man, you just mentioned.
Hold on, he didn't get no cheese, huh? You cheaped out on the cheese, 39 cents. A little cheap on the cheese sometimes. Okay.
Oh, true.
So Kyle's meant to be a goofball, pretty much. That's why he's here.
You just mentioned a couple of those youngsters. I think you mentioned Jared and obviously VJ, which I saw up here. I mean, when you see these young group of guys, and you just mentioned 20 years, you want to see these guys grow, I guess. What stands out to you the most, about this young group you're about to kind of look at this year?
I look at Tyrese as a young guy also. I just think they have this, we have really good young guys, and they have this just open and happiness and this spirit that's just like pureness, right? They love basketball. They want to work. They get in the gym early. They listen to the coaches. They listen to the small advices I give to them. Even a guy like Bona. Look what he just did in a silver medal for Turkey, in Eurobasket. That was an unbelievable experience for him. And these guys are just, they're looking forward to how they get better. A guy like Trendon Watford, he's bounced around a little bit, but now he's trying to figure out, he's starting to find his niche. These guys really want to play basketball, and they love the game of basketball, and they want to provide.
And go from.
What can be done this year? Looking back on last year, what can be done that you guys can do differently? And do you feel any difference so far as you guys kind of get together?
I think you look at last year, you learn from it, right? Life is lessons, right? And last year was a lesson for our team, our organization, and I think where we are right now is I think their spirit's a lot better. Unfortunate injuries last year hurt us to start, but I just think our overall spirit, where I think we're ready to, embrace each other all the way, right? This is Paul's second year here. I think everything he went through last year with his early knee injury, changing, coming from LA to here, everything changed for him. I think him and Joel being on the same page, him and Tyrese on the same page. I think a year always, the experience helps always.
Kyle, obviously they're bringing back the 2001 team uniforms this season, and as a Philly native, you were very young during those seasons.
I wasn't that young, but all right.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I wasn't that young, but hey, man, thanks. I appreciate it.
No problem. I guess, what is that like for you, donning that uniform that maybe you have some pretty fond memories of?
Man, I'm glad I'm able to be a part of that. I mean, I said it earlier. I wish they was like still the cutoff and a little bit more shiny and all that, but it's just the fact that year, 25 years ago, Iverson and Deke, God rest his soul, Aaron McKee, E. Snow, Kevin Ollie, Jermaine Jones, my guy could go on and on, because I know the team, but just being able to have that, that be our city jersey is pretty cool this year. My 20th year, that 25th year, it's just pretty cool for me personally. And I think, the city is going to really be excited for it. We should bring back hip hop for a couple games. So, yeah, we're excited.
That'd be crazy.
I think it's great for the city.
Kyle, you talked about your love of basketball, 20 years, obviously incredibly impressive. It's one thing to love the NBA lifestyle. It's another thing to love basketball, to love the game. And then it's another thing to love the game to the level that you have and commit your life to it. How do you kind of instill to that next generation, the guys like VJ, what you have to do to be able to accomplish that love for 20 years?
I think it's some words, but a lot of it's showing, right? Making sure that I continue to be on time, be early, lift weights, do extra cardio, get shots up, have a conversation with them, watch the film, show them that it's not just God-given, it's some God-given talent, but it takes hard work to be able to play this long or to even stay in the NBA. The NBA is not, it's not given. Every single year there's 60 new guys drafted. And someone's coming trying to take your job.
True.
It's their job, so you got to put the extra work in. That was a great press. Anybody else? Oh, come on, Keith. Come on, man.
Look, I got to ask you.
Y'all got your Chick-fil-A. I'm trying to go eat, bro.
Well, yeah, but you ain't going to eat Chick-fil-A.
No, you're right. I ain't. Nah, you're right.
But I just ask you this question. We talk about the mentorship, right? Mm-hmm. And typically when you look over your career, we're talking about 6-time All-Star, Olympic gold medalist, you won an NBA title. Sometimes guys get competitive to where it's like, look, I'm not trying to be a mentor. I'm trying to play. Where did that come from? Because I'm pretty sure that can be a tough transition at times.
I think I've always wanted to. All I care about is winning, and I think that's even from high school.
So we use the roster spot on a mentor.
Winning, right? All the accolades I've done that's in the past, I look back at it when it's time to look at it. But it's all about winning. If you're not winning, then what are we doing, right? I mean, of course we're providing for our families and we're creating generational wealth, but this is competition in all sports and all platforms. Competition is in us all. It's all in the human being.
Even the way he's holding that microphone, like he's already in analyst mode. You can see it.
Yes, of course. I would love to be doing this and other, but I know that these young guys are next. So all I want to do is support these young guys, and if they need me to get on the floor, I can be on the floor. But if they don't, I still want to compete to help us win, because I want them to be able to create generational wealth. I want them to be able to have the accolades that I have. I want them all to be able to experience the championship high that I have had. You know what I mean? So that's where I feel like it's always just been in me, and now I just understand it more. The older you get.
I do think Kyle will be a great locker room guy. I just don't know why they wasted a roster spot on it. Like, he could have been an assistant coach at that point. I mean, he's already talking like a coach. He already sounds like a head coach. So, I don't know, man. Interesting. See if they actually bring out Eric Gordon this time. There he is, EG.
Hey, Eric. Good to see you. How you doing?
Good seeing you.
I'm just curious, flat out, sort of what made returning to Philly what you wanted to do. What was it about the situation? Obviously, last year was difficult for everybody. What did you see in this situation that made you want to give it another shot here?
Well, yeah, last season left a bad taste in our mouths. It's hard to
really talk about last season, but like I said, our team is very capable of doing something special. A lot of talent on this team. I think when we could really piece it together, if we can, hone in chemistry-wise. But, for me, to have a, dealing with a wrist injury that really put me out as I was getting in the groove before.
Couple things. Number one, I am glad that somebody finally took the reins and said, yeah, we can be a good team. Like, it feels like everybody's talking about young guys and the next phase and, kind of retooling. Eric Gordon's like, yeah, we could be good if we piece it together. That's number one. Number two, I would ask him, were you the snitch last season?
Or my wrist injury happens, and but at the end of the day, it left a bad taste in our mouths last season.
Eric, you just mentioned the wrist. Just how long did it take to get to a point where you felt like it was 100% healthy? And then I guess with that, then sort of how'd your off season go as far as like how would you prioritize? How did you sort of go through your off season routine?
Yeah, I would say a couple of months. After the surgery, I was really able to shoot, so I've been able to shoot all summer. And anytime you have surgery, you're always going to have ups and downs. But
somebody said we have four
so
mentors.
Far, everything's been good. I'm looking forward to practice tomorrow, and with no, really limitations.
Shout out to EG, man.
As
who else would the roster spot go to? I mean, it could go to anybody that's going to play and impact winning for the team.
Role. What are you looking to do this season? I mean, I know they talked, like you said, before you left, you were shooting like 50% from three before you got injured. But also you have a guy like VJ Edgecombe, a young guy who you're extremely familiar with. I mean, are you looking at this more as a mentorship, or are you just trying to show people what you still have this season?
No, at my age, in my phase of my career, you have to mentor. Like, that's without a doubt. I've been around.
So we have two mentors.
I've known them for quite a while, and of course, I'm going to be looking forward to helping not just him, but all the young guys. Looking forward, but when I'm in the game, I have to do my part. Knock down shots, spread the floor.
Yo, Eric Gordon really feels like the dad of the team. If I'm being honest.
But when I'm out there, I got to knock down shots, and I got to look forward to making things happen. Well, I would say it gives a lot of the younger guys more opportunity, because those guys, Joel and Paul, they know how to play. And once we, hopefully before the season, we can get everybody, at full health at some point, playing more together. But always a good opportunity for the young guys.
Eric, you're showing all these younger guys how to really be a vet, how to succeed in the NBA as you have. But speaking back to VJ specifically, there's the parallels drawn between you two. Nick Nurse, drawn some similarities between you coming out of college and him now coming to the NBA. What is the level that you're specifically working with him, in terms of helping him get to that level, and what have you really seen from him so far?
Well, yeah, everybody knows he's an outstanding athlete. Like,
Eric Gordon really talks like a politician.
He's one of the most athletic and gifted players in our game right now, and he'll showcase that. But for me, it's all the little things, shooting, because I really do. When he starts really knocking down that shot, it's going to open up doors for him to get in the lane as much as he wants. And early on in my career, I was very athletic going to the lane, but I've always been able to shoot. But as I got older, I shot the ball a lot more, and so, like with him, it's always good to see a couple good shots go in the game, because athletically, he's going to be a problem.
Give me for one more VJ question. Just since you have known him for so long, just give us one of your earliest memories of like getting to know him or first seeing him play. And then when did you realize that he had the potential to be, a top 3 pick and to get to this level?
When I knew he was going to be a high draft pick is when we played together for the Bahamian national team a couple of years ago. And, superb athleticism, great kid, always looking forward to learning and trying to be the best. And he'll.
They say Kyle Lowry's the grandpa, Gordon is the dad, and Paul George is the drunk uncle. That's a great comment.
I think he's going to be
That's
a great
funny.
player, and But early on, before then, I knew he would be really good. But when we were teammates in the Bahamian national team, I was like, he'll be here real soon.
I don't know, man. Kind of gives me the snitch vibes a little bit. Last year's in the past, in my estimation, it never even happened. But yeah. I don't know, man. Kind of gives off a little bit of the snitchy vibes. All right, we got Justin Edwards sitting down at the podium. Hit the like button, man. Let's go. We'll listen to one or two more. Hopefully Watford's up next. I want to hear from Trendon Watford.
Hey, Justin. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I'm curious how much more comfortable and confident you feel now than you did at this time last year, given all the reps you got as a rookie and the way you were able to establish yourself.
I feel a lot more confident, honestly. You know, I know what they expect from me. I know what I have to do for our team and for myself. So, you know, I feel a lot more confident going into, you know, training camp and this season.
Justin, if we could just get a little, I guess, peek behind the scenes, behind the curtain, as it were. What went into the number change this offseason?
I feel like I had more control, honestly. Like, you know, of course, I went undrafted last season, so I didn't have the opportunity to pick a number. So, you know, now that I have, like, the control of...
Edwards was good last season, man. He was good.
Personal affinity for it, or is there a backstory to it? Or anything?
Just wanted to change it.
Cool.
Justin, you talked a lot last year about wanting to get your body right for the NBA, for the 82-game haul. Just, I guess, what meaningful steps did you kind of take this offseason, and do you feel like you're in a better place to handle the 82 games this year?
Yes, I do, honestly. You know, I've been making a lot of changes in the weight room. You know, I've been attacking it hard every day. You know, I gained a lot of weight. I'm at like 215 right now. So, you know, that's a comfortable weight for me right now, and that's something that I've, you know, worked really hard to get to this offseason. So I'm proud of myself, honestly.
Hey, Justin, back here. Andre told us that you guys have been doing pickup games with no fouls. I'm curious, one, what that's been like. And do you know who started that, whose idea was?
No fouls?
Yeah, he said there's no fouls called.
I don't know.
Or
we
not?
just was in there. We just been hacking. We just been fouling, and they haven't been calling it. So, you know, it's just, I feel like it's just, we need that, honestly, you know, playing through fouls and, you know, just being tougher, honestly.
What's up, Justin? Over here.
Hello.
Hi, good to see you. I know you've been working out a lot with Tyrese this summer, and it sounds like he's sort of been someone who's organized some stuff, whether it's here in Dallas or LA. Just, can you describe what he is like in that type of like off-season scenario, and kind of how his leadership and sort of team building shows through in that type of environment?
Tyrese's leadership is really good. You know, like with the off-court stuff, especially basketball. You know, he's someone that I look to when I need advice in certain things. You know, he's been through. We went to the same college, so he knows like what he needs to do and what he expects from me. So, you know, hearing what I have to do from someone that's like one of the main guys, you know, it's kind of easy because, you know, I'm on the court with him. So
I'll be honest, man. I'm really liking these young guys' mentalities in terms of the approach this season. Like, again, not to, you know, go back to Joel and Paul to begin this press conference, you know, thing, but I really like the way Maxey spoke. I like the way VJ spoke. Edwards, like, it feels like they're all hitting that maturity phase. And earlier I said buy stock in Adama Bona. Well, buy stock in Justin Edwards, because even though he didn't look that good in the summer league, and I think it's hard for them to really get accustomed to their roles without knowing what the team is going to look like, I like the fact of Justin Edwards, you know, asking questions, wanting to learn more. Same thing with VJ.
So, you know,
so I like their approach so far.
What I need to get better at is really helpful. That's it. All righty. Thank you.
All right. Shout out to Justin Edwards. Hopefully Watford comes on next, or Adama Bona. We'll maybe do a couple more. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the show. Thank you for being here. We are 2 hours and 15 minutes into Media Day. And don't forget, starting tomorrow is Sixers training camp. Just to clarify it for people that might not have been paying attention to the Sixers for the last couple months, this year, the training camp is a lot different. Next week, they're going to Abu Dhabi to play the New York Knicks. It's like a promotion off-season thing for the NBA. So usually this would be like a week later than it is. And they were actually supposed to have media day on Tuesday. And for some reason, they pushed it back to today. But I'm guessing that we're going to get the normal like 4 to 5 days of training camp, at least 3 or 4. So for the next couple of days, make sure you're on the lookout. We will have training camp coverage. We'll talk about the biggest storylines per usual. And it'll be just kind of how we do it every single year. And then next Thursday, we will be live streaming the Sixers versus Knicks preseason game from Abu Dhabi. So definitely tune into that. I think it'll be a weird time because of the time change. So it'll probably be in the afternoon, but I'm looking forward to that. Make sure you guys turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the videos or live streams. A lot of people have told me that they're not seeing the videos pop up, and that's because of the YouTube algorithm, so make sure you have notifications on. All right, how are we feeling now about these press conferences? Scale 1 to 10. Who's still rocking with me here in the chat? I know it's, 1 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time and people are working and stuff, but how are we feeling? How are we feeling about these press conferences? Definitely feel like it's gotten a lot better from the beginning, from the day-by-day comments, but still here, man. Also, I think I missed a super chat earlier. Did I? Oh, no, I didn't. We're good. Shout out to everybody supporting the show, man. Shouts to the members. Shout out to all the channel members that stayed members throughout the off season. If you want to become a member, hit that join button. Get those live stream emojis. See if anybody else ends up coming out to talk. Looking forward to training camp, seeing what comes out. I would hope that Quentin Grimes and that situation comes to a resolution sometime in the next week, because I do not want to have another training camp holdout. I do not want to have another player that doesn't play until the first game of the season and then is rusty and things like that. So I would hope that that situation gets resolved. I think his price tag definitely went up after the Jared McCain injury. So we'll see how that plays out. But that's where we're at, man. That is where we're at. Let's see. We got Cool J in the chat says 7 out of 10. Secret says 8 out of 10. Fredo says 7.5. Busy Bee 7.5. Fresh 7.5. Ryan Rose 7.5. Yeah, I think I'm around a 7 or 8 now, based on what we've heard from the last few. Hasn't been too bad. Hasn't been a lot of distraction questions about Quentin Grimes, so I appreciate that. But I think similar to what we'll see on the floor this season, I think Tyrese Maxey kind of kicked it into gear. And again, led by example. I thought he had a great presser, and I feel like the rest of the guys are following suit. If you guys haven't checked out our Tyrese Maxey interview, make sure you check that out before the season gets underway, or the preseason, I guess. I'm going to give it 5 more minutes, and if nobody else comes on, then I guess we'll stop it here. But I was looking forward to hearing from Watford and Adama Bona as well. We really got Amari Bailey on here.
Your experience there has taught you about what is required for a team to win at that sort of level.
I learned a lot in Cleveland, especially just habits, like, watching the guys. It was a routine every day. Winning routines, like just watching them guys wake up every day and be ready for the day, like on time, working out before practice. Like, a lot of stuff led into why the season went how it went.
$2 super chat. Hayden Azanaris says Amani Bates up next. Thank you, my man. And yeah, I'm very surprised about that. A two-way guy getting run before
on the defensive side of things. So that kind of led into the game, like winning season we had.
I would have liked to hear from Morey today. What do you guys think? Can Amani Bates end up being a piece on this team or
how
not?
are you looking at this opportunity with the Sixers, and I guess what are you kind of trying to show the coaching staff and your new teammates?
Really just trying to show myself that play at a high level, help this team in whichever way I need to. You know, I'm open to go out there and give 110% every day. I know I'm going to work hard, so I don't got to worry about that. But really just go out there and have fun with basketball and be the best version of myself.
Hey, Moni, welcome to Philly.
Appreciate it.
Has there been, there's a number of vets on this roster here, and obviously you're coming from a very talented, experienced, accomplished team. Has there been anyone on this Philly roster who you've kind of tried to, really just go up to, start asking questions, and really kind of get a feel not just for Philly, but also just for this team and what they're trying to accomplish as a unit?
I've been with Drummond all summer. We got the same trainer, Remy. So I mean, that was kind of an easy vet that I could talk to. PG, I know Paul George, Reese. Kind of seen Reese in high school a lot. Not that far age difference, but I know a lot of guys here. JE, played team final. I played with team final for a year, so it's I know a lot of guys here. So it felt kind of welcoming coming here.
What's up, Amani? When you sort of talk about those winning habits or sort of those routines that allow a team to be really good and sort of stacking those days, give us some examples of some of those things that are, might seem small, but when you sort of stack them on top of each other, it creates those habits.
Just little things like taking care of our bodies. Everybody was always in treatment. Donovan Mitchell, I mean, I learned so much from him, just how he carries himself as a professional athlete, it's amazing. You know what I'm saying? He's always the first one there, last one to leave the gym, helping others. Even the other players on the team that's not rookies, or he just talks to everybody, motivates everybody, and it's when you got somebody like that, it's easy to follow because it's he's leading us the right way. So it was just watching him, and then it trickled down to everybody else. Max Strus, I watched him a lot, just the routine of just waking up every day and being consistent, nothing changed. And it was like that all 82 games plus the playoffs. So that's kind of how that translated to you know what I'm saying? Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with Amani Bates. Not much to say regarding him. I mean, very highly touted prospect at one point. Has an interesting skill set, but hasn't been able to put it together. So really, that's my only thought on Amani Bates. And we'll see what happens. I have a question for the chat. We'll probably look at one or two more, but what do you guys think about the power forward position? Who's going to start at the 4? We heard Paul George say he would be open to playing it. Yeah, I still think they have to add more.
Hey, Adem.
Got our boy Adama Bona. Let's go. Let's go.
About where he's noticed your growth between this time last year and now. And he said, really, the game was never an issue.
Buy your bonus stock right now.
Your confidence is night and day. I guess, can you just talk me through how you feel that's happened, how your confidence has gone from where it was 12 months ago to how you feel now?
Yeah, that's a great assessment by him. But I think over the year, my confidence have grown by the playing time, the belief from my teammates and the coach.
This guy's going to be good, man.
And also just playing more games, just being out there, it just builds confidence. It gives you the feeling, the sense of feeling that you belong, So I would say that have helped build my confidence.
What's up, Adem? You obviously have gotten back to Philly later than a lot of guys because of Eurobasket. So just in these couple of days or a week or so that you've been back, just what have you noticed about the pickup games, the workouts, just kind of how have you sort of reacclimated yourself to this group?
It has been amazing since I got back, There's been a lot of energy, a lot of excitement in the gym, just how I like it, There's a lot of young youthfulness in the team. We have a lot of new young guys. It's just been amazing. I was looking forward to coming back, to meeting everyone, meeting my teammates and the coaching staff, and to have lived up to the excitement. Love every bit of it, and I'm excited to see what we can do together.
Hey, Tim. I know the shot is something you've worked on. You took, I think, 1 corner 3 last year. Is that something you're continuing to work on? Is that something you would like to maybe be more done in game action? Is it something the coaching staff has kind of worked with you on?
I mean, like, growth is constant. I'm gonna keep working on it. It's also a part of the game. Part of my game I would definitely want to improve on. So I'm gonna keep working on it, and eventually we're gonna incorporate it into my game.
Adama Bona was rated as one of the best shot blockers by 2K, so it's got a lot of potential.
Explain in the ways you feel like this opportunity helped you grow and helped you really kind of instill what you have to do to help the team contribute to winning next season.
I think this experience has been amazing for me, to be able to play in that level of basketball, to play in the style of basketball, which is completely different from what I'm used to. Also trying to adapt and incorporate my style of play to the style of play over there. I would say it's a great learning experience for me. And also playing in the games with a high stake, that like every single game matters, every single play, where it's a knockout stage. I think that's really exciting. It kind of prepares me for what's to come in the NBA, where we'll play for higher stake games where every play, every second matters. So I would just say that's a kind of a really preview and a really good experience for me going into this year.
Just one on Janai Broom real quick. I know you probably haven't gotten a great amount of time around him, but yourself being one of the young up-and-coming elite shot blockers in the NBA, Janai obviously a different type of shot blocker, but known for that in his college days. What have you really seen from him in terms of that defensive ability in the moments you've had with Janai?
It's just his willingness. He has had a lot of experience playing basketball in college and now in the NBA. He has the willingness in him. He wants to do everything right. Like after practice, when he does something wrong, he stays back to try to perfect it. So just his willingness to put the work in is really amazing. That's it.
Yeah, man. I mean, as you guys know, I really like Adama Bona, and I think that his mentality is great. I think he seems like a very humble guy and very grateful to play the game, coming from humble beginnings. I think the Olympic experience will definitely help him out, and I'm excited to see what he can do. I think he can be the backup 5. I think he can be the backup 5 for this team if he just works on not fouling and continuing to develop an interior offensive game. But I mean, he's a lob threat. He's a guy that, he's an unbelievable rim protector already. I like his game. I think he's going to continue to develop. All right, we'll see if this one's trending Watford. If not, we'll wrap this thing up. But, yo, man, really appreciate everybody getting back, tapped in with us. Like I said, we'll have training camp coverage this weekend. And the first preseason game is next Thursday. So we're back on it. We'll be live every game this year, pregame, live game, postgame, as always. Looking forward to it. And we'll be covering some other games as well this year. We're going to be streaming other games, so I think that'll be a lot of fun. Also, I wanted to say, guys, make sure you follow us on all platforms. We've definitely been trying to, put our content out in different ways, whether that's Instagram or X, TikTok, Facebook. We're on every platform. So make sure you give us a follow everywhere. And let's continue to grow, man. Let's continue to grow the family. This is year number 7 of doing this, 6 full year, which is nuts. And I genuinely appreciate every single one of you. And I thank you for all your support. I mean, we've been able to do some pretty cool things. And I think this is going to be a good year. So appreciate everybody that comments in the live chat, comes in, likes the stream, just supports the show, you know? We'll give it a couple minutes here and then we'll see what happens. I do think the power forward position is definitely tricky. I want to see what they draw up in the preseason, but yeah, I don't think I would play Paul George at the power forward. I think they're going to go with Trendon Watford. It sucks they weren't able to bring back Yabusele, but I think that'll be a concern, as it usually is for this team. Just being honest. So we'll see. If you guys haven't yet, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. Once again, we're reacting to Sixers Media Day press conferences, everything going on. Hearing from Joel Embiid and Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, and the rest of them. Did not hear from Daryl Morey, did not hear from Nick Nurse. Obviously did not hear from Quentin Grimes, no Jared McCain. Is this trending? No, this is Jabari. All right, man. We're going to wrap this thing up. Listen, man, shout out to everybody. Shout out to our sponsors, too, man. Make sure you support them. Definitely helps out the show tremendously. Once again, go to shopmando.com. Go check out the Mando Deodorant Plus Sweat Control. Use code PhillyTake5 on mando.com. Get 20% off site-wide and free shipping. And shout out to Sleeper. Once again, go make your picks on Sleeper. Check them out. Use code PhillyTake. Get a 100% deposit match up to $100. Listen, man, Media Day's in the books. Another season is upon us. Another season is here. Will the 76ers bounce back? Will they finally get their act right and get back on track? A lot of information today. Still a lot of question marks that remain. Next couple days of training camp will be interesting to see who's actually on the floor, and it'll give us some more clarity. We'll cover it all right here on the channel. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell. Philly Take with RB. Enjoy your weekend. Catch y'all soon, man. Enjoy your day, everybody. Peace.